Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. We have a very special guest on the line that we will get to very, very soon. He might be waving to you live on the Zooms.
Yep. I'll plug our Tom and Dan Land Cruise coming up April 17th. If you go to tomanddanlandcruise.com, that's where you can get your tickets. Not that many left. All sponsored by justcallmo.com, the DeWitt Law Firm, also ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and Sports Subaru. And a big thank you to all our gift bag sponsors, Bart Merrick, Precision Door, At Home Floor Store.
And, of course, Mo.
Yeah. So, anyway, and speaking of that, we've got a friend of the show who's also going to be performing at the Dr. Phillips
space
Front Yard Fest this Saturday. And he's a tennis player now.
He is a tennisman now.
He moved to L.A.
Well, he's injured. I believe, he took time out of recovering from, he's doing, isolation. What do you, it's the isolation.
Elevation.
Compression. Yeah. We know it. And he's chilling out and at his home, ladies and gentlemen, comedian Akeem Woods. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm good. Oh, are you guys doing a show at the Dr. Phillips thing too?
We are.
In April. But
okay.
But we're it's an S show of just
Yours
crazy random.
Yeah, yours is a specific, you and Preacher Lawson appearing on the stage, bringing the laughs. We don't know what we're doing.
We're doing the land cruise, so it's just throwing everything together.
We're just pivoting to
steel drums.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say stealing money, and I was like, yeah, that's basically what we do.
Oh, you guys are doing the land? Oh, because you guys can't do regular cruises because COVID. So
right.
Yeah. It's not even really. It's just we had to think of something. Daniel said land cruise, and we're just like, roll with it, go,
get the website.
Yeah. But
are you guys gonna get like a fancy limousine or something for people to drive around?
We've done that. Yeah, we do look like the type of men that, in order to be fancy, would get a limousine to drive around the venue.
That is a radio.
Yeah.
We should get a limousine.
That's a radio guy thing to do, though.
You know what?
Radio guys love limousines.
When you said that, Akeem, first thing when you said that, I was offended. But now I understand that we are limousine men, and we should get a limousine.
Well,
you should. It's just tacky enough to work.
Okay,
he's
Akeem,
right.
Yeah.
Thinking
this is what we've missed. We haven't had
put that in the budget. Put the limousine.
We
in the
haven't
budget.
had Akeem here to tell us some of the new tackier things that basically white radio DJs need in their lives to make themselves.
And then you can just have Big Tim drive it.
Can't fit in there.
Yeah. He can fit in the back.
I'm sure he has 8 till April. He can lose a few pounds.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He actually has, yeah.
I think he's lost close to 100.
I haven't seen him in years. So.
I think he's lost close to 100 pounds now. Yeah, he's
100.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow,
it's a lot. He can't even lift his AR anymore.
So, Akeem, speaking of fancy, when did you get into playing tennis? You've come a long way since the orphan left at SeaWorld.
Yeah,
and now you're playing tennis in LA.
True. During the pandemic, as you know, LA is closed because we believe in science and we take the pandemic seriously.
Akeem, wait till you come back to Florida. It's open. It's open, baby.
You're not even gonna believe it.
It's open.
You're not even gonna. You remember what it was like right before you were just having to decide? You had that internal struggle, and you had to decide whether or not you were going to wear a mask. That's how we are here at all times.
Akeem, it's more crowded than before.
Yeah.
It's all completely
because all of you guys are here.
Anyway,
so during the beginning of the quarantine, no one was. There was nothing to do. Like there was no shows. There was no outdoor shows. No eating outside. There was barely anything to do. So a bunch of LA comics started playing tennis, and I was like, well, I have free time and nothing to do, and I'm trying to work out or whatever. So I started playing tennis, and it's been fun. I've lost a bunch of weight, and I've gotten pretty good. I started taking lessons because I have extra money, so I'm like, I'll get tennis lessons. And my tennis instructor happens to be fine, but that's not the point.
Hold on. This is a gay porno that I've seen. I've seen this porno.
Oh my God, you are living the best gay porno. Do you ever
put
stick
it through, through the net?
Through the net.
Yeah, you put it through the net.
This guy knows. But you get it the way it needs to be. You get it.
Yeah. And the instructor.
Yeah, and then through the net.
Then he knows what to do.
Yeah.
But no, it's been fun. Only thing I've been doing is playing tennis, and then I started playing Fortnite.
Oh my God! You're becoming a child out there.
Yeah, well, there's nothing else to do. I only played Fortnite because I was playing. Because have you guys? I don't think she's been to Orlando. Do you guys know who Yamanika is?
Yamanika, that's EJ's boss at the. No, we don't know. Yamanika.
She's
no.
so funny. She has like a Netflix special out.
Okay.
Called The Degenerates. She's very, very funny. Anyway, she's a New York comic, and she plays Fortnite, and she got me into it. So now I play all the time. But normally we were just playing together, and she would just yell at me a bunch because I was terrible. And then I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. So now I play it by myself.
It's cool. It seems like you found a lot of things that you normally wouldn't have been doing. Like before, when I would talk to you and you were local, I almost want to think that maybe you were in a shell a little bit. And now, I mean, hearing that you're playing tennis and playing Fortnite, that sounds like a very, dare I say, positive Akeem Woods.
Well, that's just because I can't do stand-up right now. As soon as stand-up comes back, I'm going to quit these hobbies immediately.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah, that's what,
so.
Everybody like
comedy gets back up and running. I'm gonna throw away my tennis racket.
You know what? You bring up a good point. It's because I bet there's a lot of people that are. And especially in Florida, we've already quit our quarantine hobbies a while ago because we're open, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if you want extra masks, we got all of them because we don't use them.
But I bet you there's a lot of people that picked up hobbies during when everything slowed down.
You did? Did you tell Akeem that you became a plant man?
Oh yeah, I picked up plants and.
Are they dead?
No, he's really good at it, actually.
Well, the problem is now I've got so many of these plants that I potted.
Why don't you give him a fiddly fig?
Oh, you want some plants?
Oh, yeah. I don't want them to keep, but I want one to have, and then I'll get rid of it. I'm going to be in Tampa, so I'll put it in my hotel room.
All right.
Just leave it there.
We specialize in Tampa hotel plants.
Yeah.
So Akeem, now obviously you're going to be at the Dr. Phillips Front Yard Fest this Saturday with Preacher Lawson, and
get your tickets if you can find them.
So have you been traveling out of California? Obviously, because we've been talking. This is a theme that every time we talk to a comedian that's playing in Florida, because most of them live in California, we make the joke that everything's open here.
It's so different
because
we're open. Yeah.
But it's so different the life that people in California are living in than Florida, and so have you been traveling out of the state to perform?
In October, I did 2 weekends with Godfrey. We did Minneapolis and then we did St. Louis, and it was fun. Like everything was social distancing. Everyone was like the maximum capacity. I think it was like 150. The room seats 300. All the shows were fun. People were really supportive. People love to see comedy. And Godfrey's great. I mean, I've been opening for him for a while.
Yeah.
So those shows are fun, but that's the last time I've been on an actual stage was October, was St. Louis. I think like the last week of October we did St. Louis, and that was the last time I was on like an actual stage. I've done a bunch of Zoom stuff, but.
So have you heard of other places because I'm sure you saw Dr. Phillips set up and how they're doing it with the little box. Everybody gets their own individual box and
your own little box with seats, and you get a waitress and a QR code.
I haven't even seen it. It was so last minute that I got put on the show because I'm gonna be in Tampa at the Tampa Improv with Godfrey the 19th to the 21st. And then I was randomly talking to Preacher. We talk all the time. So I was randomly talking to him. He's like, oh, I'm doing a birthday show in Orlando. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in Tampa the week after. He's like, oh. I'm like, okay, I'll just change he's like, we'll change your flight. So I changed my flight. It was like $30. Shout out to Delta. And so I changed my flight. And he was like, okay, we'll just change your flight. And then you can just hop on my show. I'm like, all right, cool. So it was literally like super last minute. So I haven't seen any of the information about it.
I also like hearing you and knowing that, like, okay, you're doing a lot of things that I would have never thought you would do. The tennis thing is new. Upgrading your ticket and just saying it's only $30. These are new words for Akeem.
Yeah.
I forgot. I'm working on a TV show with BET.
What?
So I have extra money.
Oh, you got some money?
Yes. This guy, I'm just saying, congrats, man. It really jazzes.
Thanks, man.
It makes me so excited and super happy to not only see you like succeed, but like to hear you naturally fall into the same things that Tom and I do, where you succeed a little bit and then you immediately live beyond your means. And you're like, change the seat, $30, buy everything, buy it all the tennis rackets. Yeah. I'm just happy.
Yeah, that's why I started taking tennis lessons. I've been paying this hot dude to teach me how to play tennis.
I'm stoked for you, man. Yeah. Congratulations. And can you, obviously, I'm going to guess you can't tell us much about the TV deal.
No, it's a clip show, and I can't tell you anything else on air.
Cool.
But off air, I can tell you a bunch.
Cool.
Gotcha.
That's enough. Hey, good
So-
luck with it, man.
Akeem, out there in LA with obviously the pandemic and everybody trying to figure out how to keep their business going, even in the entertainment industry and production companies trying to figure out, is like how much has work dried up for everybody, like actors, like the entire industry. Is everybody having the same problem, or okay?
So the beginning of the quarantine, it was like a ghost town here. Because if you think about it, as far as like traffic and like driving, because if you think about it, mostly everyone in LA is in the entertainment industry, and if they're not, they're in the food service industry or customer service industry. And with everything closed, like Disney, restaurants, waiters, bartenders, strippers, all that stuff closed.
Hit them
like
double.
the first like few months, it was like you can get anywhere in LA in like 10 minutes because there was virtually no traffic. Like I live in South Central, and it normally takes me like 35 to 45 minutes to get to Santa Monica, because that's where I used to do Postmates at. I used to do Postmates in Santa Monica.
Right.
But like during the beginning of the quarantine, I can get to Santa Monica in like 10 or 15 minutes because there was like virtually nobody on the highway.
My God.
Because everything was closed and it was just like there was no one going anywhere. Like there was no traffic or anything, which is pretty dope, to be honest. But I think things are slowly starting to pick up. Like people, like we're doing outside dining now, and we've been doing some outside shows, and like there's some shows that are still in production, but like just the shows with a lot of money who can afford to be in production.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely dried up.
Are you guys
considerably.
dealing
I
with
lucked out that I landed this gig? So
Yeah. Are you guys dealing with the new secondary pandemic? We're already halfway through that one and almost on the third. We're so far beyond where anyone else, like Florida, like Tom says, we're open, baby. I mean, we're already in the new pandemic.
yeah, Texas is more open than you guys, I think.
Yeah, Texas, they
We'll
they
get
got
'em,
guns,
though.
lots of
Yeah.
guns though.
We got
Yeah.
swords, though. I made this claim.
We got samurai
I
swords.
said this last year. If Texas got the guns, we got the samurai swords.
Yeah. But fun fact, Texas is also like 48th in education. So
Who needs that?
Whatever. You can't shoot
I'm just saying it
education.
makes sense that they're open so early.
You're right. Good for you, dude.
Thank you.
Akeem, so
No,
besides
this is rich tennis playing Akeem now.
Yeah. So let's talk about tennis more. I know you said it's going to be done once everything gets back going, but now that you're, getting some possible TV gigs and stuff, I mean...
And he's out there with his contemporaries, like, it's not like Preacher is an unattractive, non-fit man.
Yeah.
Like, the guys that your crew of comedians, you run with some very attractive guys.
And so...
You included.
I know once you start making the leap to TV and stuff
That's
and
why
getting
it's
on...
tennis.
You start...
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop answering you guys' calls.
I know that.
We did the math.
But I'm talking about, are you going to get into the LA, like, hey, I got to look good. Like, you're still young, but it's like you start getting the Botox and the little things, nips, tongue.
I'm trying to get abs so I can sleep with dudes who have abs. That's
Okay.
All right.
That's the
Fair.
extent. And then once I land one of those dudes, I'm gonna be done with it.
See, that's
'Cause then
the
he'll just,
weird...
like have to love me for me or whatever.
That's the weird thing about abs is that people with abs typically want to sleep with people with also abs.
Yeah.
Well, men do. Women don't really care because women have low standards.
Okay. All right. I like that.
So let's talk about
You
dating.
guys
why-
are probably doing that.
That's why I could never be gay.
Also, Akeem, I imagine
No abs.
the dating scene during COVID, how's that been? I mean, like the hookups and stuff, is it people are less likely to hook up with strangers because of the pandemic? I imagine your horniness, like, push past the risks.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Just put a
I
mask
haven't done gay stuff since like October. So
Whoa!
technically
Oh, my
on paper.
God, even I've done gay stuff since October. Come on,
Yeah, I
man.
know.
Jesus
Just a
little bit.
Louise. I know I'm on the
It's been a
spectrum
nightmare.
further than Tom, but
And so there's not that much dating, and that's all dried up.
I'm not actively looking. Dating before in LA was complicated, but like now you add in COVID, and it's like it's just too much extra stuff. So I haven't even been like pursuing it, to be honest.
yeah. I thought about that one night. I got really, really stoned, and I was thinking about how if you were having trouble meeting people before the pandemic, like now, you must be the absolute saddest, most depressed person in the world, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
And those are the type of things I think about right before I shut my eyes.
on an unrelated note, how is my baby?
You know what? I've been telling more and more people that my joke
She's
is
a grown woman now.
well, my
Yeah.
daughter, basically Maisie is 5, big
Oh my God,
big
really?
time attitude, bullies me incessantly.
She's more responsible than I am.
Or me.
Can read better than me.
Yeah.
true.
Then all
So
of
she's in kindergarten?
Yeah, she's in full blown school. Doesn't complain about wearing her mask. Goes into school, does the thing. Tommy's sons, they work in the mines like Daddy wanted him to.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, bastard in a basket.
Akeem, is there any? I know a lot of this is dried up because
Stop saying dried up.
of everything, but can you still sleep your way to the top? And follow me
man,
with this,
I wish.
like for instance, in the entertainment business.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish the stupid question. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, because to me, if there was a way for me to like give my body to for some sort of money or
To
advancement,
Steve from Porky's.
or just like if
So you're going to give your body
like say
to Brian Zeimel.
Say this big, say Brian Zeimel. He's like one of our
Streamline,
biggest client, a Streamline Mortgage Solution. He probably don't want me to say this. I'm
yeah.
gonna ruin it just
So
by this
he
joke.
flew a helicopter down,
Like-
and then he said he would give Samantha $1 million to sleep with you.
No, okay.
And
yeah.
then you have to roll your nude body in the money.
No, not even that. I'm just saying if like he would just be like, well, I will continue to advertise more for this.
If you will
for
give
these,
me your body.
for these favors or whatever. I'll be like, I'll do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like
Gosh.
to me
So,
that's an easy thing to do.
Is the question that you're asking, are men still creeps? Because if the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, would you be willing, or can you?
I don't know what the question is.
I'm
I
just
just know
saying-
you're willing to offer your body up to our clients to keep the company going, and I think you're a hero.
But that's like if I have to do a good job or do some other work, like that's too hard for me. My body, I'll just do either.
Well, you have to do a good job with your body,
That's
though.
right.
Yeah.
And we've heard you have no motion in your ocean.
Yeah, but I figured I'll just like I have to.
Okay, when
either
you look at Tom, do you think he's the type of guy, let's say, to stick it through the tennis net? If you know what I'm saying.
No, Tom. I feel like Tom is very romantic, but not passionate.
Okay, I think he's right. I think in the heat of passion, I think when push comes to shove, he'll just be like, "I love you so much," and then start crying.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, instead of what she wants, which is just a good burning pump.
I'm just asking Akeem if there
The fact that this is a clean show is ridiculous.
I know.
I know
We
it is
don't even know.
ridiculous.
Nobody
It's not
knows.
even it's like technically
Nobody knows. We put a mask on it. It's fine.
and then it's like what we talk about is worse than the GD
Oh, yeah.
unclean
If
show.
you let me say the words, I'll clean up the show.
It's like all we're doing is just not saying like 5 or 6 different words.
Yeah.
But we're saying 40 other words.
Bad.
But what we're saying is worse.
Oh,
The
yeah.
words,
Content is worse.
who cares about the words? Anyway, so Akeem, so you're saying you can't just sleep your way to the top like you used to be able to.
I didn't say.
All things are
I'm
possible.
Sure you can. I just don't know these people that you're supposed to be sleeping with.
Ah.
I don't have like a list of dudes in power that you can just
like
blow and then you have a Netflix
Yeah,
special.
no,
Well,
that'll have to be edited.
Akeem, let's just say
Oh.
No, it's fine. That's fine.
let's just say you have the stereotypical calendar edition, and then the guy you walk in, there's the black couch there, and you're up for a part. You want this commercial? It's gonna pay you a good amount of money, but the creepo producer or whatever casting agent wants some sort of favors. All I'm saying, if it was me, I'd be like, well, that's a small price to pay for that. I will do it if it means I'm going to advance my career. Like,
In
to
some
me-
weird way, I feel like
I don't know if there's any more Weinsteins out there.
Weinstein.
Right? Weinstein.
For some reason, I feel like afterwards you're going to send like a strange text message to Akeem to like apologize or something. Are you
probably
propositioning
should.
him in some way?
No,
or-
no. Well, I mean, I'm just saying if it does that exist, and then has Akeem ever been like propositioned?
No one's ever propositioned me to further my career. Because if they did, my career would be further.
I knew
there
it.
Is. All right. So you're just like us.
No one's asking me to do things. But if they want to, I'm open.
When do you get to Tampa?
19th to the 21st.
Okay, okay. So not for
the Tampa Improv with Godfrey, and then the week after that, the 26th to the 28th, I'm at the Arlington Improv in Texas, and then the 2nd and the 3rd, I'm in Austin at a club that I don't remember.
All right. So
I like that. That's how we do business too. We're just like, I don't know. Sam will clear it up.
Yeah. Last question, Akeem. Because you are honest, and every time we do that thing where we tell people like, when you get famous, you'll never be in here, and they're like, no, I'll still talk to you. I want to come out. But it's a lie. But they always say that. They go, Akeem is like, no. When I get to the next level, I'll never talk to you guys again.
I like that.
And I like it. I'm like,
respect,
good.
I respect it.
Then I'll be like, yes, he's
because it also is a defining moment to know that my friend has succeeded. Like if I call him or text him and nothing, then I'll feel good because I'll be like, he did.
Yeah, because you know I made it.
Yeah, I'll be like, that son of a bitch did it.
So what is the level you have to get to? Because that's where I find the comedy. It's like how. Like, are we talking one? Like,
Bert Kreischer did it to us.
I did.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay, so I'll give you the tea. Once I get a Comedy Central presents, I'm gonna stop talking to Tom.
No, still
Tom
Daniel.
only. Okay.
Yeah, just Tom. And then once I get a Netflix thing, I'm gonna stop talking to Dan.
Okay.
No, okay. So,
I'll still
right.
talk to Samantha.
All right.
But then once I get like a certain amount of followers on Instagram, I'm gonna stop talking to Samantha.
Yeah,
too.
Okay,
So
I like
it's
that.
like a tier.
We got
It's a
all
tier.
varying degrees.
Well,
I like that.
What
Yeah.
you said is interesting to me too, because that just tells me what comedians think of the level. Like Comedy Central special, Netflix special. You know, there's a spectrum of what's good,
Success,
and the
yeah.
Comedy Central special is that like the lowest one now?
Nowadays, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because they're probably gonna go out of business.
Yeah.
What?
So like they're barely holding on. There's like a few shows that are keeping them afloat, but they're not doing great.
Is it because
it's
they just
rough.
got too bloated and during a regular TV era where
I think
that
there's just too much competition now. There's just too much. No one's really watching cable anymore. Everyone's just watching Netflix, Hulu, or Disney Plus or whatever. But no one's like actually watching cable.
didn't
And that was their bread and butter was people who had because Comedy Central was like a basic package. It came with basic cable.
Yeah.
Like everyone had Comedy Central.
And it was
But now
literally.
no one really have cable. People aren't really watching it.
And it's sad too because they changed it. I mean, they changed the entire comedy game. I remember when the channel came up as a kid, seeing it and watching the Higgins boys and Gruber on there. When you had, the Higgins brothers, like you were talking about, like comedy writing royalty.
Yeah.
And they're just doing a daytime sketch show, clouded in mystery as a children's show. And they had original programming, short attention span theater, and all of that. And now to think that how many years later, I don't know how many, 30, 40, and gone?
because
Crazy.
they couldn't they probably couldn't pivot off and start their own app and stuff because they're still tied in with the networks
I
and the
can
old
go
school
to
business.
Akeem.
Yeah.
You have an
There
app.
is a Comedy Central
Yeah.
app, but it was so late that they came out with it. It's like no one.
No one cared.
Yeah.
No one paid attention. Yeah.
And then why would I even
They
go
didn't
to them?
They
when-
didn't pivot fast enough.
Well, I can go to Preacher and Akeem like on their YouTube channels and watch it
Yeah.
from them. Like I'll just watch Akeem and Preacher do their own sketches direct to my eyeballs. I don't need to go through Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, I might comment on that, and God forbid, my friend, or I think he's my friend in my brain, Akeem, comments back to me, and as a fan, that would
Right.
blow my mind. Right?
Yeah.
I'm saying the interaction, even from a comedian standpoint, to me is better because imagine if you did like Akeem and you were intimidated by it, but he did say, "Hey, thanks for watching my videos." Now you're a fan for life.
Right.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he comment.
All that being said, Comedy Central still give me a special. I
Yeah, of course, yeah.
disregard all the stuff that I said about you guys probably going bankrupt.
It's not negative
I mean,
if it's happening. It's they know it. They know it too.
Doing the late night shows doesn't even do anything nowadays, right? It's a nothing.
No, not really. It's honestly the only show that does what late night used to do, because back in the day, late night, I say back in the day like I was alive then, but like back in like the early 80s or in early 90s, a late night set would launch your career because everyone would watch it. The views you would get from doing a late night show, you were instantly like a household name because there was just the one late night show.
Yeah.
The only show that gives you that much blow up right now is America's Got Talent.
Okay, yeah, because they still have a gigantic
Because the massive
audience.
amount of views and followers you get from that show, even if you don't win, like the massive amount of people who view that show and instantly become your followers after doing that show there's no other show like it. There's no show that reaches that many people and gets you that instantly, for the lack of a better term, famous or internet famous than AGT.
And to confirm, not that it needed confirmation, but we had Preacher on last week, and then one of the comments that we got underneath there was somebody that must have just searched his name, and it was a Middle Eastern person who doesn't have a good grasp of English and just wrote Show Bob's. Just leading me to believe that person, like you may not even know English, but you can understand names and you can type Preacher Lawson in there. Very, very odd slice of popularity that he has, man. But hey, thank you so much for being on the show, man. We miss you, and we could not be more jazzed about your success, man.
Thanks, man. Hopefully I can see you guys when I'm in town.
I hope so, yeah. But, with COVID and everything, and with children, we got kids in school. So Tom and I, unfortunately, have to be a little bit more careful with the things that we do because these kids are disgusting.
That's true. I'll come by the office and just wave from outside.
That's fine. You can come inside. It's no big deal. We're open, baby. All right, Akeem. We'll talk to you hopefully again soon.
Yeah, definitely. And if you follow me on Instagram and all that stuff, and come out to one of my shows in Tampa or Texas or Orlando if you're in any of those cities.
Love it. Take care, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
No, anytime, man. That is our friend Akeem Woods, live from L.A. in his living room. That's a 180 on that guy.
Yeah.
He got money now.
Well,
money does bring happiness.
Changes people.
He's never been that calm. He was just relaxed.
Yeah.
Just kind of. It's good to see him not. I don't know
Freaking
where
out.
I'm going to sleep tonight or my car, this or that. Yeah, it's good that he's calm. I don't think I've ever
I
seen...
want to talk to him about his BET show.
I want to talk to him about this tennis instructor.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of want to watch that.
Life of a stand-up comedian, man. That's a rough go. That's a lot of grind.
Until you make it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
that's hard.
I don't know any other... I guess actor is kind of like that,
Musician.
but even actor,
now you have the chat room screaming, "We're open, baby."
we're an actor. I guess musicians the same way. But I feel like there's a lot more gigs for a musician, even if you fall into getting steady work at bars or restaurants or whatever. We know a lot of working musicians.
A gig and musician, yeah.
And they're making pretty good. You can work your relationship up with that bar to make $500 a night or something. You know what I'm saying? And you're making a decent living. But with the stand up, there's a lot of work for zero. And then all of a sudden you break into the next echelon, and then you're barely making a living doing it. And then most people just get stuck there.
I think for music, you'd be able to weasel your way in a little quicker to getting a paid gig. At least I did with bands. When I was either drumming or being a lead singer in a band.
I guess that's hard.
We wouldn't get a lot of money, but it was easier. It wasn't as bad as going to open mics. Eventually we'd get one little gig at a pizza place, and maybe I'd get $20 for the night. But I know that's more than some of my comedian buddies.
Yeah.
That will go and do it for nothing or $5 or maybe even $3 worth of gas. They're like, hey, all I can give you is $3 so you can replenish how much it costs you to get here.
Yeah.
But as a young boy playing drums, I know I was getting at least $50, 20 to 50. Just playing at some, we probably only got $100 in a bar tab.
Yeah. And honestly, the cliche is, I hate cliches when it's if you never, don't stop trying, or
never give up.
Oh, the one about
if you quit, or if you don't quit, you eliminate 90% of your competition. Those.
I hate those,
I know
but
you do.
all the people that just kept going, they eventually see something. You know what I'm saying?
Do they, or are they
See
just
something,
too
say
stupid
something.
to stop?
Well, I mean,
Because there are the people that are too stupid to stop, and then they luck out on something like Mike Lindell from My Pillow. I feel like
yeah, I mean,
I don't
sometimes,
feel like that
Right.
guy is a genius.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
well, sometimes you do luck out, but you know, you never have lucked out if you then hadn't kept it going. You know, it's like that never ending. Eventually, it'll get you somewhere.
No,
That's all
I'm not saying
now.
it won't, but
Yeah.
you can. There are the people that won't stop because they don't have the capability to do anything else.
That's true. Yeah,
And I think sometimes your own intelligence of looking at something and go, why the hell am I doing this? If I continue to do this, I'm just going to waste my time. Is that true? You don't know that. Maybe it would have been better for you to continue just doing the repetition and lucked out.
The problem is that you hear all the stories of, and every success story has the same old, I was about to quit, I had my lowest point, and then this. And then they always like, so that dangles a carrot in front of a lot of people's eyes. Because like,
Yeah,
because
but I
you're
don't
like,
even believe those stories either. You were worse before you dug yourself out of a hole, right? You went through your bouts of depression multiple times before you hit it, right?
yes, and it probably
They always say it's when they were down on their luck the worst, but I don't believe that.
it's better for everybody's
The story, yeah.
Also,
I think you want it to be that too.
Also, and everybody's down on the luck before they hit success. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't
Right.
matter when.
If you're
like-
not successful, then
like,
you're down on your luck.
Yeah, you could have been more down on your luck 6 months prior, but you're still 6 months down on your luck after
Yeah.
that. So no matter what, everybody that started poor and then got rich from entertainment industry was down on the luck.
Started from the bottom.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody, and then
Yeah,
so.
if the goal is opulence, then everything else is down on their luck.
Right.
Yes.
but the problem is, we all hear those stories and we're like, "That's me. I could be that." But it's like, no,
No,
yeah,
you can't.
It's-
Everybody
so-
can't be that.
No, it's winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Just look at the story and be like, "This can't ever happen." Just give
I
up.
like how
Man.
Akeem was super positive. We had to make a negative at the end.
No, we're not really making it negative, just balancing it out. Is the
Yeah.
way I look at it.
And this may be the start for Akeem, and this may be
'Cause
the
we-
highest he'll ever go.
See, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't.
Also, we don't know. Like, I don't have a good grasp of what the rest of the nation is, how they're handling
Yeah.
this fake virus. I mean, like, when you say we're open, baby, like, part of that's a joke, but I don't know what anybody else is dealing with right now.
Well, that's the perception of the rest of the country. Like, you talk
You're
to
not
anybody
wrong.
and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" You're like, "Yeah, Florida's
You can eat inside?
completely
Yeah.
open." Like, it's like, like
I'm gonna-
our lives have only changed. We have to wear masks to public. So
Okay, then I'm going to ask something. I'm going to ask something, and let's debate this. And you guys may not like this, but in order for us to save face with some of our more, West Coast and, Upper East Coast interview people, we need to put masks on. So when they zoom in, they look at us and we have our mask on. And we're like, we're okay to take these off? And we take them off.
Well, they're glad that we're open because they're working here.
No.
That's true.
I
You
just
know,
want to
they-
have the mask on so people see me wearing it.
Oh yeah.
It has nothing to do about reality. I just want people to see me wearing it.
Yeah.
That's
It's all perception.
Yes.
most of it too.
No,
All
you
right,
get it.
let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. What you got on your mind, buddy?
So we were talking during the break about like musicians, artists, or whatever. Their first albums or specials or whatever are usually the best, stereotypically, right? And we were talking about NoFX, and like, they did a bunch, but their last, like, we agreed that their last good album was Coaster or whatever.
Yeah, it was probably like 2009, maybe?
And you were saying that that was when he was like getting a divorce, and then he's going through turmoil,
Yeah,
personal strife.
Like some transitional life things, yeah.
And then the stereotype is artists get, better material. It's the starving artist theory, right?
Sure.
The worst personally stuff they're going through, they get good art from that, right? Because of whatever reason, like, some tragedy breeds some sort of creative genius or something. Like that
I
kind of
always
thing.
feel the most calm on the air in here when I'm my most sad in my personal life.
Yeah.
You
which
must
is weird.
maybe
Art is pain.
Yeah. The art is pain thing. So you hear all this. Have there been any exceptions to that we could think of that, like there's been some sort of band or comedian that their special or their albums got or were actually better after they've been rich and successful?
I'm
I feel like
sure.
comedians for sure, because their material gets tighter and better and their storytelling gets better, but music might be a hard one.
Like if you want to reference Dave Chappelle, but the whole thing, or he kind of had turmoil, even coming back in all those Netflix specials. That was him coming back from this Comedy Central debacle and all that.
Well, for Dave Chappelle. And I it's funny because I felt the need to add the Chappelle to the end into that because I hate it when people are like, well, the difference with Dave is, you know, you don't know Dave.
Yeah.
The difference with Dave or Mr. Chappelle is that I feel like there's a sweet spot where it wouldn't matter what kind of money he has. If he gets a certain amount of money, let's say the Golden Goose amount, then he ain't gonna do it. Because he just live life and be with his family and do his thing.
But he lives in like farmland.
Yeah.
And like, so he doesn't.
So it doesn't mean.
So, and he still.
It's different to him.
He was doing small clubs, working his craft and doing the same thing. So it's like.
And he's probably always going to do it.
Yeah.
I guess, and you could do that with like a band, like even like a Dave Grohl, right? So obviously he made a bunch of money off Nirvana, right? And was still able to, make Foo Fighters and make good music through Foo Fighters, right? So, but that guy.
At this point, he's probably made a lot more music with Foo Fighters than he ever did with Nirvana.
But he probably just stuck to his routine of writing and he's got a home studio and the whole thing, and he just goes there, writes music, blah blah blah, and then. Maybe the fact that he is super rich and he's not struggling anymore doesn't affect that process as much. Because like you look at anybody else, like of what they're singing about, what they're rapping about, all this stuff, it's usually coming up, right? And the struggles of coming like
a lot of it not anymore. Especially in hip hop, it's look at how rich I am now.
That's true.
They're not talking about their struggle; they're talking about how rich they are.
But it seems like the best artists are struggling in turn. Like look at Kanye West; he's struggling with mental illness, and like other people that do really like Amy Winehouse.
You want a story that somehow you can identify to, and like mental illness. Most of us can identify.
But also it breeds some sort of super creativity and like you've heard
your perspective is different because it has to be.
You've heard Kanye West talk about like he goes on these manic, like he doesn't take his bipolar medication.
He says it's like a superhuman.
And then he starts writing all his music and stuff. And so that's like his process. And like and no matter how rich.
Is Kanye going to come out with his best album ever now that he's going through a divorce?
If it was going to happen this late in his career, I would imagine this would be the catalyst for it. I thought about that already.
But also his mental illness or like his bipolar is going to always create good music. It's kind of like Amy Winehouse. If you watch that documentary, which was sad, but you saw this person that struggled her whole entire life with addiction and family and all this, grew up like super, white trash and like that sketchy dad and like.
Well, yeah, the dad part of that was what was so gross.
And you could tell, like,
I never watched.
She probably had some sort of imbalance a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
An addiction problem, certainly. Yeah.
All that bred this incredible music where you're like, oh my god, like this person's crazy talented. If she fixed all those problems, I wonder if she couldn't do it anymore. Like if she got on medication.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't. And I think a lot of people think that, especially the artists. So a lot of them don't get help because they think that. Kind of like the thing of like the Chris Farley thing. Like I feel like I always have to be the fat, funny guy. If I lose weight, I won't be funny kind of thing. I think it's the same thing. I think it's not true, but a lot of people want to perpetuate that that's what it is.
Well, anything different, though, that you're doing, I mean, you don't like
That'd
it.
be scary.
Yeah.
Anything new, any change. Sure.
Yeah, so like imagine, if you use drugs and alcohol when you're normally a singer or a songwriter.
Yeah.
Like I've always found it's harder to play or to write when impaired, but I'm sure I'm not a rock star. But I would imagine that it's got to be terrifying. Like let's say you're a singer-songwriter and that first show sober, it's got to be terrifying.
Do you guys follow Taylor Swift?
Where do I follow her?
There's nothing.
Like just on social media?
Just follow her career.
Yeah, I do.
A little bit.
Because I heard...
I'm not like a Swiftie or whatever.
Well, I heard on like Bill Simmons' podcast, they were talking about Taylor Swift, and she's got this other component of super successful person, which is apparently she's like just addicted to.
She's a workaholic, right?
Drive and success, and that's all she thinks about, and that's like her passion is.
What's her
brand
schedule
and,
like? I'd love to know.
Oh, someone said I saw.
Did you watch that documentary?
I watched that documentary, and then it showed a person that was just insanely driven by her career and what she wanted, and it's like a smart business person, but also addicted to the grind, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And everything about it, like. She
Do
looked like
you
the type
feel-
of, but I feel almost sad for that person.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was going to ask.
Because she's already, one of the most successful pop stars already,
Yeah.
but that doesn't matter. She just wants, not that she wants more money, all that will come. She just wants, she's
Stay relevant.
that grind or whatever,
just
like
consistently honing what you have. I mean, it's
getting better and like
it's-
making better music and then having a better fan experience, like all the stuff you have to do, but it's seemingly no end, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and so when there's that, it's like where's the goal? But I think a lot of these people, the goal is to be the best ever, right? Like Tom
To
Brady's.
be the Michael Jordan of pop music.
Oh yeah, like the goal is to
Yeah.
try to be the best ever.
just be the most visible like entertainment entity ever.
And then, but are they, when they get that, like, okay, Brady.
No, the
Will they
answer is
ever?
no.
Yeah. Will they
So,
ever feel?
I don't-
like
That's what
they-
I'm saying. That's the
There
sad
is
part.
nothing
Yeah.
about Tom Brady when I look into his eyes. And look, I don't have secret powers or when I look into that guy's eyes, there is nothing that says he wants to ever stop.
Yeah.
When you look at him, it appears to me that he will have to be seriously talked out of not playing.
Yeah, but that's what you
Like,
have
you're-
to
you
do.
can't do it, buddy.
To
Yeah.
do what Tom Brady did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be like that. But is there's also a curse element to it where no
Yes.
matter what, like next year, if this guy doesn't win the Super Bowl again, he's gonna be mad
Will
at
it
himself.
crush him?
Like, well, yeah, but that's what he wants to do every year is win the damn Super
course,
Bowl.
yeah.
But
and
he's
he's gotten used to it.
He's already achieved more. I mean, I've heard the talk like now people are saying that there's no way Mahomes could ever even achieve what Tom Brady did because now it's like basically statistically impossible, even based on him losing this last Super Bowl. Now you're like, you won one.
You're losing time.
So you need to win 6 more, and then like with all the chances of maybe a couple years you don't make it, or sort of injury and stuff like
Yeah.
that, they're like, this is impossible. Then
Not to mention who
the likelihood
other...
of him switching to another team and winning a Super Bowl is like so. Even like someone like Mahomes, who's saying like there's the best talented quarterback they've ever seen, is saying that he most likely will never achieve what Tom Brady. So even now, Tom Brady could sit back and be like, I've achieved more than any quarterback will probably ever achieve. But it's still not good enough because next year he's got to win the Super Bowl. But that's why he's Tom Brady.
And it's also
but
just-
it's sad when he's like can never be satisfied.
It's also just not all him too. Like you could be the best, and then
Well, you gotta-
who knows what happens with the other variables on your team. And
Of course. I'm just saying there's a certain maybe it makes me feel better by thinking, well, I'm not that, right? Like I don't live my life dedicated to my craft and doing all the insane amount of extra work.
the worst would be dedicated to your craft. The worst would be to beat Tom Brady, but without any of the accolades. Because there are those people that are completely dedicated to what they're doing. We all know podcasters that shouldn't be doing it, but continue to do it. And I'm not talking about anybody in Orlando. Just you can throw that out there.
I'm never giving it up, Dan.
I get emails from people every week.
Yes.
Like at least 5 to do that. So imagine being, and it doesn't just have to be podcasting. It could be anything. Imagine you're spinning your wheels, but you don't think you are.
Oh yeah.
That's so sad.
even other-
Yeah, I think that might be more sad.
That's the worst. The worst is the person. We all know the person that it means more to
didn't
them.
accomplish.
Yeah.
It means more to them than anybody. And and like who wants to be? I mean, that's your kryptonite, right? You're not going to walk up to that person and squash their dream. You can't do that.
I want to, but
I bet you can't.
that's where, because like the talent, then happenstance. I mean, there's listen, you go back and even not to keep talking about football, but like there's 5 of those Super Bowls that Tom Brady won. They could have one pass, one interception,
Changed the whole
thing.
thing.
It could have
Yeah.
not been this way. Like same thing with even him winning this year.
Yeah, but
still,
he's good. What we're saying is there's some people that they should not be doing what they're doing, but they don't stop.
That's true, yeah.
And then it's more sad,
So
right?
Well,
But then
it
they-
hurts them
but
too.
It
you
makes
know,
them
like
happy, right? Or
I
no?
don't know.
Well, that's the argument, right? Is that like they will maybe tell you it makes them happy, and you do not have the right to take their happiness.
Yeah.
And so I can get on board with all of that. But then there are the people that we all see that are doing something that we know is taking time away from other things maybe they could be doing to make their life better, or maybe their family. But they're continuing to do that. Well, it's not my place to tell you what
Right.
you should be doing.
With your time, yeah.
But there's
But
probably
it is sad.
there's a element of like not wanting to quit or being addicted to the work, and
Or
that-
maybe just you don't realize it in your brain. Maybe you think you're doing well and you're successful just because you're still doing it.
Have you
right?
guys ever
But
known
that- but
anybody
Because you're
that
sticking with it.
But there's an element of that. Like I remember, okay, this is when I first realized, like, oh,
like
you
delusional.
yeah, but you could also be happy
Sure.
with what you've done. Like for instance,
But if you're making your family around you miserable,
true, yeah.
There's
To
a fine line.
right?
To what cost is like,
Yes.
yeah. But I remember when we talked to Tiffany one time, and she was like, all I wanted to do is make a living singing, right? And I wanted to work, and then she's like, I did this. You know, obviously, maybe, and when she was younger, she wanted to be
like a Britney Spears
yeah,
or
like
something,
but,
yeah.
But then she's like she built a band, and she's a
Right.
good businesswoman, and she
Oh,
and she
super
had
smart.
gigs every
and she
night.
and she made a living singing.
money.
And she when she told me that, it made me happy that she was truly satisfied with her accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, all I want to do is make a living singing, and I did that. I accomplished that, and I know that she now with the baby and everything, she's transitioning more into being a mom and running her business, her edible business and stuff. And but it's still like, it's good that you can say, I made it here.
I did what I
and
set
did
out
what-
to
yeah.
do,
And
yeah.
not that I failed at being as
Right.
successful as I wanted or as famous, but
Well, based on that, then we've already succeeded, and the rest of this is just gravy.
yeah. But I want to be stinking rich.
Okay.
And until I get there, I failed.
Okay, I like that. Bye.
We're open, baby. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here. The fish are here. We didn't get to eat my second bag of
Spicy cheddars,
spicy cheddar ruffle chips.
double crunch.
We tried the other ones, the spicy flaming hot
How were
barbecue.
those?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Best chips Ruffles makes. Flaming hot barbecue. Some basketball player plays for the Celtics. Tatum.
Okay, yeah. He endorses that.
it's his chips.
Okay.
And
Potato chips.
Potatoes chips. I endorse these chips. They're really, really good.
So are car dealership TV commercials still a thing where the goofier the better, or like the owner is
The
like
face.
the face of
Yeah.
that and like puts it out there? Is that still, because I haven't had
In radio
cable TV
land,
or-
yes. We have to tread lightly in radio land because dare I speak ill of the nickel pickle sale.
Yeah,
that
the
runs
nickel
on-
pickle sale
that's-
is where it's at.
I mean, it's
What is that?
legendary. Well, there's a particular client even on Real Radio that's for years has been using this nickel pickle sale thing. But in TV land, I think Samantha's right. There has been a sharp decline.
Well, yeah, because the less people have on
Regular TV.
regular TV, and there's less commercials, so
And-
obviously you're not spending the amount of money into it.
Man,
but-
you may have hit on something that I've never thought about. Is local TV land in a weird flux right now because we don't have a ton of local streamers that can pick up the slack?
Oh, advertising revenue?
Yeah.
For sure. The internet.
Why
that's been
aren't I producing really affordable, local, streamed YouTube commercials for clients, and then we get that local money just like we would on anything else?
Well, this is a whole advertising, how the
I would
the
imagine
business
that
works,
those
but-
people are hurting right now because it's like, look, we have great products and we're big on a small scale, but we can't get on any of these streaming platforms because the streaming companies are too large.
But also back in the day, there used to be an element of, hey, we got millions of audience here and pay us $20,000
Right.
for this ad. And then now,
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up in the middle of a show, but I thought of it. I'm like, well, we should be doing that.
but now it's like, they see exactly, there's a counter underneath the views. You see exactly how many people, and you're like, well, this only 5,000 people, so I'm not going to pay the million, so there's just less money.
But to go back to your original question, there was a sweet spot, yes. And even the chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, they're bringing up some stuff that you and I will both know. Like when Dan Marino would sell cars, he'd be like, I'll be out by the cars. You'd have celebrity sports endorsements. You'd have the man and woman with the terrier on TV where they'd be like, hey, it's
Mr. Toyota?
Yeah, we'd have Mr. Toyota. By the way, Mr. Toyota was in every state.
You saw the decline of where they used to actually put Mr. Toyota on the car, then they would put a towel underneath them. Then
So he wouldn't scratch
now they just digitize him to run across the screen or something.
Well, the original one, from what I understood, the original one got loose. This is true. You can look this up. They put a towel on the car so
to not scratch it
so
up.
he wouldn't scratch the paint of the 4Runner or whatever, and he got loose and ran across a dual lane, got hit by a car.
Someone said that in the chat, and I did not think that was true.
Yep, I believe
that is terrible. How do you not keep Mr. Toyota on a leash?
Either that's a real story or that's a redneck story that some redneck started passing around for years, and in Florida we all think that the Toyota Terrier got killed.
There was also like the old school where you'd be like, I'm Tom Van from Daytona Mazda, and you want to see it? And there'll be a line, and they park them real close, like you could barely fit a sheet of paper in between the boat. And then the guy, Tom Van from Daytona Mazda, would just walk, and the camera would follow him.
That's still a thing,
and he's like, "We got a Mazda 3. Here we go."
It's still a thing, and there's
I don't think so.
Oh, no, there is. There is. I
internet.
watch it. No, but
how could it be still a thing?
To you and to Sam and to Butler, it is not still a thing. But there is one human still at this studio who adheres to cable. I still have cable.
What's going on in cable
and
world?
If I'm watching Channel 2, that's our NBC affiliate here in Orlando, if I'm watching the news, there's a commercial that comes on while we're cooking dinner, and Andrea hates it. I love it. And it's a dumb old man, and he's selling cars. And then at the end, he does exactly what you're saying. He's like, hey, I'm Tom Van. This is a Monster 3. Just come on down here and see me. And then there's this weird pause, and he's like, so come on down and see me right there in the heart of Orlando. Thank you. And every time there's a weird pause, and then he does an awkward, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's like sometimes the thank yous go down, sometimes the thank yous go up. They're questions. And Andrea goes, stop it, stop it. And I'm like, I love this dumb old man. I love him.
But there's not one even who.
And it's multiple commercials.
Everybody, okay, say you want to buy a new car, right? You go on the internet and you just look up the price where that's how.
I know.
Who's doing it different? Are there still people that are like, I'm going down to the dealership? Like, even if my pop-up wanted to buy a new truck.
Older people still, yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
But
and then they find their one guy and they'll go to the same guy for years.
Yeah, my dad did that.
Yeah, my pop-up did that. I guess
it is an old people thing, but
it will slowly
to kind of go
fade
with
away.
Tom's point though, they don't need that commercial though if they already got a guy.
We're also talking about two people that are not alive anymore. That that's probably But it's the. But the internet is just like, how can it, like, if you're just shopping for a car, you just go on the internet and you're like, I want this car. Where's the cheapest? And it just tells you, here's the cheapest one. Like, it's like this.
Man,
nothing anymore.
I got a sad story about mine. I emailed the guy. He emailed me back, said he didn't have what I wanted. I found what I wanted on another lot, and I emailed him the link, and he's like, I could get that. That was it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even like the guy had to even do anything.
Right.
It was like, I did it.
Yeah.
Like using the internet, like what
Tom
Tom
get the commission.
Well, the saddest thing when me and Crystal were hot into the RV for a while.
Oh yeah, don't let that dream die.
We jump in and out all the time. Like, and
that's okay.
Sometimes we get drunk. We're buying the RV tonight. Start looking.
You make your best decisions drunk.
I like it.
And then you look, and the next morning we're like, oh wait, hold on.
Look out! There's a pack of cigarettes, soft pack floating in the pool.
But we drove all the way up to like a huge RV place in Ocala.
Yes.
And then of
what
course,
can I do you for?
we did the dumbest possible thing. Is we just walked up to the the mobile home. There's their office. It's like, why isn't the RV your office?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That should be a bad sign.
You get a mobile home. Like, just take your fanciest RV, and then you could be in the
Make
RV.
it your office.
Yeah. But no, it's always a mobile home. It's like, all right. So then anyway, we go in there, and then we literally like walk in and we're like, hi, we're here to buy an RV.
Hi,
maybe.
we're idiots with money.
No.
And then they sent us the old man that he started working there after his wife passed away or whatever.
And he's got the normal skills, but he hasn't done it in a minute.
Yeah. Well, the last time he did it, everything was
74.
So we went in there and then he's like, give me all your criteria. And then I'll enter it in my system, and then we'll find the ones.
Oh,
and
did he do what you normally do? Did he go, the system's up here, and point to his brain?
No, he's just describing the front of his
internet.
website. The internet, which is the front of your website. You just put in there, and then
I can do this from home.
all the inventory is on the thing. And
No,
then-
you can't do this.
So then Crystal's like, well, yeah, we already found the ones we want to look at. We're just here to look at the ones.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, just give me because maybe there's some that are not on the internet. And then I'm thinking, I was like, why
You're
would you?
looking at the internet.
But I'm like, why would you do that? What, you're just going to leave some off because for the people.
secret ones.
Yeah, the secret ones for the people that come in.
Yes. You got to save a few for the walkers.
Secret sale.
Everything that you have in here is on the internet listed under inventory. If you don't have something on listed.
Well, one might have just come in this morning, Tom.
No, it's pre-listed from the manufacturer. The sins you already get it. It's up. Anyway, he just was from a different time. Remember, he wrote the price down. He made me initial.
Slide it over.
No,
he makes you initial, so it's like seeming that you've locked yourself into
Yeah,
some sort of
But
contract.
it's nothing. He wrote a price down on a scrap sheet of paper,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You want to initial this? I'll
Just
take
so
it
my
to my
finance
boss."
guys knows you put your eyes on it.
Yeah. And then I remember doing it, thinking like, "Oh yeah, this is all."
I don't even know what that means.
It's-
That's never happened.
It's an
an
old
old
sales
stuff.
technique. Yeah.
Is that why you make me initial?
Yes.
on my
Yeah.
check?
Because I like that.
He makes you haggle like for
My
your,
own check.
your paycheck.
Yeah, but all that is dead. The internet is like, listen, all the prices are listed on your internet. There's no reason to have any sort of conversation with anybody. at
I'm
this
kind of
point.
upset that I missed the angle, or seemingly.
There's no haggling because
it may have all been fake. My dad's haggling. Who knows? But I'm just
back then it worked because the internet has it. The internet is the great equalizer.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying for Dad at the time, like I kind of missed the fact that I don't even get to. You don't even really need to talk to any. Like the guy that
No.
sold me my car, I know his name was Jimmy, and I know he went and got the car that I wanted. Other than that, everything else that I did or my wife did was online.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's funny too is like even the younger generation, like Crystal will talk to people and like obviously she refers everybody to Brian Zymel and Streamline, and then like she's had younger clients before and like, oh yeah, just go and talk to Brian and Streamline, talk to them, they'll hook you up, and she's like, go, and like, yeah, just
You
go
don't
stuff
have
like,
to, though.
and she's like, and then people are like, I don't want, you don't have to,
Yeah.
but they don't even want, they're like, no, I'm not going anywhere, like I'm just doing it
Right,
online.
yeah.
How dare you? Good day.
But we're still at the age where like, well, you're buying a house, like you go and sit down in the office, like I'm still.
I never once went and sat down in the office.
No, yeah.
Everything online and over the phone.
Well,
everything.
You
That's kinda
also
why I
too
was-
during Corona too. There's a time where like
Yeah, but
that
it's just convenient.
But that ended a lot of going anywhere too.
I
Yeah.
think that's why my attitude was a little more aggro when Butler told me that the bank needed me to sign something. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
like,
do they need?
People have to go inside buildings now?
Can I
Jesus.
DocuSign it? Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, why
You
do
can
I?
DocuSign everything.
I do like a good DocuSign.
I do
Have you
too.
gotten on, dude? I gotta
Oh
tell
yeah,
you,
I DocuSign everything
you
they
gotta,
send me.
yeah, you gotta be Mr. DocuSign.
Crystal sends me things, DocuSign it. I just hit it. I'm like, sign. I don't really
love
know.
it. It's fun to see how fast you can do it.
Yeah. I put my little TV initials, and then I'm like, sign. And then
Do you ever try to fancy yours to see?
No. It's whatever. It's like I'm signing for Planet Smoothie every like. It's
Do
just
you
a line.
ever try to line? Because they put a line that you do your demo signature on a line. Do you line your line on top of the actual line on the form?
No,
I have to line mine up perfectly, and if I don't do it, it'll ruin my day.
I don't even put my signature. I just put a line.
Yeah. I
No,
put
like
like
I write my signature perfectly, and then I have to take my line and line it up on the actual line on the document. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
No, but I don't understand how to turn it off though. I want to.
You can't turn it off.
You gotta
I want to turn it off.
try to do it one time without lining it
I
up.
can't do it.
Right.
What happens if you don't do it?
I've never been able to get that far.
Walk up to the homeless man with a big blanket in a shopping cart and the dog with goggles and be like, "Can't you turn it off?" Can't do it. He can't do it.
Oh my
no,
God!
you
Now
got
I
it
got
now.
it.
That's fine. I
Like,
can't
is
do
that how it
it.
You're
works?
just spreading
Is-
it back and forth.
That's how it works, right?
The
Like
man is immune though.
if you cough, wait, no, I got the same blood type as her.
Oh yeah, you're immune too.
Yeah, is Butler?
Butler's gonna get it. He's got mad cow. It fights against it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The Neanderthal genes as a fine.
Has he bought any more? Baby toys?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He brought you some Mountain Dew beer.
I know. I know. He's trying to get us drunk.
Take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Let's do a voicemail.
Okay, I got voicemail. I thought you were going to say something else, and I don't want to tell you what I thought you were going to say. If you want to leave us a voicemail message, you can do so through our app or call 1-844-TOMNDAN. There you go. Oh, you're not going to like this one.
Hey Tom, I gotta weigh in, man. I'm the biggest NFL fan there is. I got a degree. I got my master's degree in sports management because I wanted to work in the NFL. But you're wrong about the A-Rod versus Shailene Woodley debate. You're not factoring in NFL players outside of the United States aren't that popular whatsoever.
That was kind of
Now,
my
if he was
point.
an NBA player, that's a totally different story because of their following in especially Asian countries in Europe and stuff like that. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that. Shailene Woodley's Divergent movies in China are massive. She is a, big name actress and a lot of nerd, fandoms and stuff like that. There is no way that Aaron Rodgers is more famous than Shailene Woodley, and it's not even close.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. One for me.
I have a man of degree in football.
Sports.
I'm a man.
My argument would be name recognition. Just because of, I know that NFL is not as popular. Listen, we worked with our
more "we're wrong" emails on this than any other thing
Really?
we've ever done on the show.
Because there was a thread in the BDM page, and I feel like it was more on Tom's side.
No, ma'am.
But he also, the person in the BDM thread didn't say worldwide, and that was my point. Like, yes, in America, I do think Aaron Rodgers is more popular, and his name is more well known than hers. But around the world, I don't think so.
Because obviously,
That makes sense.
If you get into to even China or India, there's
Population
billions
alone,
of people.
yeah.
So even if 100 million had watched the shows, I mean, that would blow. I mean, that's one
Right.
quarter of the entire population of the United States. My whole thing, though, with name recognition, you may ask, because the original argument was name recognition only. Now, maybe there's a lot of people in China that know the character. I don't know what her character's name in Divergence or whatever. But if someone said,
oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah,
the character, whatever her name is in Divergence, people would be like, oh yeah, but if they said her name and then Aaron Rodgers, I think just because of the popularity of the Super Bowl.
like in
whatever,
Aliens,
I
like
don't
Ridley,
think so.
or like the main person in whatever. Yeah, a character name.
That may.
I don't know.
But
I don't think so, because
character-wise-
because there were, 3 Divergent movies? Again, if you're a fan of that series, you know her name.
Yeah, I think based on
It's like fandom, it's the nerd fandom stuff.
I think
they're
the,
obsessed with it.
The where I lost
hard
this,
to-
where I lost this is I didn't fully understand how big those movies were and are, and after looking into
She's
it
also
a
in
little
a
bit
bunch
more,
of. She's been acting since she was 12. She's been in a lot of stuff.
it's weird that I can't really place her in anything I've ever watched though, which is odd, because she's totally recognizable to me, but I don't know why.
I guess, and then we determined the social media. It was hard. One more, Aaron had more
Yeah,
Twitter.
they were literally flip-flopped
and then
on
flip-flop,
Instagram and Twitter.
And then is there any other thing? I guess
Maybe TikTok if they're on TikTok.
What it would be we had determined that Aaron Rodgers made more money, right?
Now I don't remember, but I think you're right.
I think he had more of a net, but that doesn't really translate to popularity. God,
Yeah, because the NFL is going to pay him whatever he wants, right?
If there was some way to get close to the truth as far as, I mean, what other social media platform?
It'd be cool if we...
Social media would be the only real way to determine, because there's like, if their fans follow you, then they know your name and they know you, they care enough so that it means...
Is there a website where you can opt in to... I know that Nintendo used to do this back in the day, where they had these games. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have these games, and it was once a day. You would take a little quiz, and it would like ask you your favorite ice cream flavor, or your if given your choice, would you rather be unlimited money, or would you rather be able to fly? Like it's like weird,
like a weird survey.
Yeah, like almost like a weird survey. And then they give you the following day, they give you from all across the world everybody's answers, and it was fascinating to see that like certain people like maybe, and you would see things that would be very, very, like, you'd have to be an idiot to not see, like, if it was like an impoverished nation, of course they would maybe choose the money over the flying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like very, very common knowledge, like, duh, But do they have a website where you can opt in and we could do our own, like, hey, we need to survey 100 people that live in Asia, and our question is, do you know Aaron Rodgers or do you know Shailene Woodley? And and then they answer it, and then I get my little slice of data that I needed, right?
Oh, yeah, there's companies.
Put this in my pool bird. No, I'm saying this is a social media. I'm saying you opt in. I don't want this I'm not buying this.
Okay.
Like, isn't that kind of what social media is, right? You're opting in to be part of a survey and give your opinion on things, sort of, in a weird, non-direct way.
I'm sure there's companies where if you wanted to poll like a certain population
for free,
and for free, I don't know, yeah.
I just because I want to do it. Like, wouldn't it be cool though if you could go to a database? Like, I would opt in if I could make a little extra coin. If they're like, you can play the part of Johnny, Florida, North American. And occasionally you'll get asked questions and you just got to answer honestly.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's so many things because it's so hard to think globally because we're so in our bubble. Obviously, you're in your like small bubble, which is just like your friends, your family, everybody you talk to, and there's
smaller now than ever.
Most people like they have a tough enough time getting out of that. But then you're getting out of the United States bubble into like we've run into this like when we did a lot of work with Orlando City, and you start realizing like the vast difference in popularity in soccer. Then you know what I'm saying, it's just like, oh my, just this the world sport.
Well, it was hard to even get the city of Orlando to even understand that.
Yeah. It's, well, as Americans, we're just like, how can this be like 10 times popular than the thing that I know is the most popular? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how can it be like, you have certain clubs you've never even heard of that are bigger than the, the Patriots, right? Like some sort of
that dwarf them.
Yeah. That have more following, more people watching.
Well, how long has that club been around? Longer than the Patriots? 115 years longer.
There's games like the beginning, like rounds of the World Cup. Like there's games that are from two countries that you don't even really know that have more audience than the entire Super Bowl by like 2 times. Like you're just like, what?
Like discussing
How can it be? They're like, no, there's 1 billion people watch this game. 1 billion, because it gets insane into China and India and worldwide and all of South America and then Europe and you get to 1 billion fast, and then you can't even understand it because you're just like, why is it so popular? That hasn't been my reality, but it's like that's the world's reality. Soccer is the most popular thing globally.
Woodley's more popular than Aaron Rodgers.
It could be. It could be.
It's getting like, it's just funny to see. Like these are the type of questions, honestly,
but it's
guys.
close. It's not overwhelmingly because even based on their social media, it's pretty damn close.
But it's one of those things. It's one of those questions though that I hate, and I'll tell you why I hate this question, because I'll go all in on it's Aaron Rodgers, and then over the weekend I'll read some things, and then I'll go the other way, and they go like, no, it got to be this way, and then I also feel very, very old because I don't really know who she is, what she's done. I haven't seen one of those movies, and I think, oh my God, when did this come out? And they should have been out like 8 years, and I think, oh my God, you're dying. You know what I mean? Like when you don't have a grasp of what's happening in the world, sometimes when I get the answer I didn't expect, like that she is more popular, it starts to rattle me in my...
Yeah, because then you think you're out of...
touch, fully.
Yeah.
I like being out of touch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it means no one's touching me.
You'll love that.
What's up, T&D? Shart and Randy here. I like to introduce a new challenge to the listeners. It kind of goes in counterpoint to the Reelman stories we heard over the years. I'd like to have a crow off. I was driving into this medical center yesterday, and I saw an old man struggling to get into his wheelchair, and I stopped to help him out, and I found out that he had just kind of fallen down some stairs. He was confused where he was. He said his wife was in the parking lot, and he couldn't find her.
Oh, my God.
So I got him into the chair, and I drove around, and I found her, and I told her where he was, and I drove back to wait with him until she pulled up. And as soon as she pulled up, she rolled down the window, and she starts yelling at him because he's not wearing shoes. This old man obviously is, incapacitated a little bit mentally, lost his shoes, fell down some stairs, and her reaction was to just start crowing because he's just in his socks. Now, I think that's like ultimate level 10 crow behavior, and I'd like the listeners to see if they can top that. Crow off 2021. What say you?
We could put it on the award list. I think it's worthy.
Here's the thing. When the crow gets old enough, the problem, she's been crowing at this guy, and now he's old and got dementia, and his body's falling apart because men die quicker. So then the crow has to take on this like caretaker.
Oh, it's
crow,
terrible too. Yeah.
and constantly yell at this guy because he's not doing anything she says.
No,
because this is gonna be me.
Well, he didn't even put his shoes on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why Randy's like,
You yell at him, he didn't have shoes on.
yeah, he's an idiot. He should have had
He
shoes
shoulda
on.
had shoes on.
Honestly, you gotta feel bad for the crow, and this it
Yes.
pains me to say it, but I
Yes.
feel
Crows
bad for
before hoes.
because
Been
I
waiting,
want that shirt.
been waiting a month to say that.
because she and this will happen to me and Crystal. She's been taking care of me for like 7 years, and then she can't she can't live her life. She's got to be my personal nurse.
Yeah.
And I have been deteriorating for so long, and I won't stop drinking or doing any of the
No.
things that the doctor said.
Yeah.
And so she's yelling at me about that, and so you're not even helping yourself. And then the dementia gets worse and worse, and I'm saying things I shouldn't say in public and friends and things. I'm saying
What now?
and I'm saying racist things.
The Wendy's.
But it's not even. It's like I'm saying the same things I say now, but in 25 years I'll be real racist.
Yeah. The filter's different at that point.
Yeah. Because I'm saying the same
We've
things.
grown as a society.
And then they're like, this racist old man won't shut up, and then
And he doesn't have shoes on. That's how it happens.
so she has to take me to one of my dozen doctor's appointments, right? Like her whole life is just driving around to doctors, keeping me alive.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yeah.
in her mind, she's like, just go ahead and die, please.
Oh, my God.
Because this is, you're burdening me,
It's a good
the money.
It's a good thing you can't hear people's thoughts, right? Because I think you would probably hear that you're like you're on your way there and you're hearing her say, "God damn, driving him again."
So what happens is she's like, all right, I'm gonna pull you up to the front. Then go into the doctor's office. I'm gonna find a parking space or whatever. And then so I'm
I'm
like,
going to scratch
okay.
my lottery tickets while I'm waiting for you.
So I get out and then
You forgot your shoes.
I forgot my shoes, and
Where's Daniel?
I won't refuse to use my walker. So they give me the wheelchair, but I forget where I'm supposed to go, and then I start wheeling myself far,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I'm gonna get lost, and then
Then find you down there in front of True Leave.
and then Shart and Randy finds me,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Where?" I'm like, "I don't know where I'm at."
I don't know where Crystal is.
And then I'm saying something.
I'm a boat captain.
I'm saying something racist. You know, he's like, and then you find my wife, and then she's like, God, dude,
I told you to get in there.
Can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what you're hearing. So it seems like she's being like, like, come on, take it easy on this old man. But really,
He's
it's-
driving her insane.
Yes, the
Yeah.
old man won't listen to the doctors, won't do the things.
He won't even
Right.
put his shoes on.
He won't take the pills.
Stubborn old man.
Yeah. And then I'm taking way too much THC.
Oh,
because
yeah. Well, they told you to stop that.
Yeah. I tell her, I'm like, this is the true
What does
medicine.
that do to a real old man? Like,
What's
he
Willie
makes
Nelson
him
up to?
Yeah. He was high. He
well,
does
you,
a
like,
bu-
have you
bumbling-
heard his last album?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
man?
God! I mean, look, I'm not trying to be a T-head, but
Yeah.
like, look, I consider myself a musician. I love good music, and if you're out there playing, look, my hat's off to you. But I listen to it. It's just at some point it just becomes sad.
He is almost 90 years
Yeah, I
old.
listened to it. I'm just like, it's not what it's becomes.
Oh,
that.
it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out like 2 weeks ago. You want to hear a little bit?
I kind of do.
my new favorite thing though is
It's like jazz.
Tony Palmiotti.
I am anxiety. Crazy.
That was Frank Sinatra covers.
Because Deb is like, she's the businesswoman behind all of what Tony, so she's organizing everything, and Tony's just there, and I can hear the frustration. He's like, I can't do it, like, especially with all the pods. And so I was just sitting there laughing, and Tony's screaming something, and Deb's I hear in the background like, no, it's like this. He's like, I can't keep it together. I'm like, what's happening? That's how I'm gonna like. Can you imagine how miserable Crystal's gonna be?
Okay, try not to laugh. It's a new Willie Nelson album.
You got a
It does sound like
friend in
that.
me, doesn't it?
friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Wait, let's hear his voice.
My name's Randy Newman, and I feel like it.
I love Randy Newman.
I do the big karaoke. You Randy Newman, no Randy, don't like it.
What?
I don't know why.
He should be
but I
arrested,
love
right?
it.
Get it together, Newman.
Yeah, you're only at the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts.
All right, you did the Toy Story song. What else? What else you got?
The Lord,
All right, here.
Holding hands at midnight.
Oh, his dentures are about to fall out.
Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try.
Tony Bennett's been doing this for years, right?
So he's just doing some loungy.
He did Frank Sinatra covers.
At some point, you just put him in front of the mic, and the nostalgia's gonna sell it, right?
Yeah, you're just like, sing it, Willie. You're just high as
Sing it,
balls.
Willie.
But no, like it's not, never gonna be.
me, Randy Newman.
Samantha, you think you're gonna have to be taking care of Travis one day when he refuses to use his walker and take his medication?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause-
sure that'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, when he had COVID for that first week when he was at home, I was taking care of him already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was he bitching about
Was he like, oh?
doing
Yeah,
his?
yeah.
That's what I do. When
Doing
I
his
get sick,
breathing exercise.
when I get sick, like I will, like if I know my wife or daughter are in the room with me, I'll make
Yeah, you
wheezing
ham
noises.
it up,
I'm
yeah.
like, I labor my breathing a little bit,
There's got to be a certain sense of relief when your spouse does finally die after years of taking care of them, right? Like it's sad. I know it's like
Well, initially,
they've been together
or-
35 years, but I'm like, but you've been taking care of this patient for 3
You
years.
do
and-
order pizza that coming Saturday. I feel like, you take a night out.
Well,
You treat yourself, I feel like.
because there has to be like nights and
Slices
days
and sticks from Little Caesars.
where you're just had it, right? It's like, oh my God, how long could this go?
Well, you're also, a lot of the things you're seeing are like a grown man's doo-doo.
Yeah. And he's not even nice about it. Like,
No.
I'm not going to be nice. I'm screaming that I don't want to wear this stupid diaper.
Yeah.
And
I don't want people to see me this way. And she's thinking in her mind,
And I'm like,
I wish you'd die so people wouldn't see you this way too.
and then
Right.
she's yelling at me because I took more oxy than I was just thinking. I ran out, and now I don't have any.
You're just
left.
describing some kind of heaven, the Villages documentary.
Because when I see because
The guy that did the
wife, I was like, why is she so
the meth guy.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
the
that
wife,
was
She
sad.
stayed with him too.
I know.
She stayed with him
That's
too.
a good woman. That's a good
Is
woman.
it? I mean,
I don't know.
All I
It's a
can
He's a
mental-
bad man.
All I
It's a
can think
mental
about
illness?
the entire time was how much of her life she wasted. My
I
God.
know.
My
Yeah,
God.
she's
And then
driving-
they stayed together.
She's driving around the courthouse. She's like, don't.
And at
say,
least he got to do nude Tai Chi or whack himself in the head with a
Right.
rock.
And she's telling him in the car in front of the courthouse before his court appearance, like, don't say anything to the judge, whatever.
And he's just like you. He's like, I'm a goddamn superhero. He's like you, overconfident.
the first thing he does, pissing off the judge.
What an a-hole.
And then it's
I
like,
loved it.
and then his wife, his poor wife, is sitting right there watching it. I'm like, oh my God.
And then the judge.
woman's a saint.
And you know what I like about the judge?
But is she a
Is
saint
the
or is
judge
she
was-
mentally ill?
The judge was a nerd judge because the judge was like, you know what? You're about the rudest person I've seen in court. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
judge, you're going to be a nerd judge. You could have said, you know what, sir? Sir, get the hell out of my... You could have done that.
We're going to have him arrested, I guess,
Yeah,
for contempt of court.
You are just about the rudest person.
I feel like Crystal not going to, like, just
Oh,
put up with
Andrea's
that.
not going to drive home with me after that. Are you crazy? I'll be standing out there in my Tai Chi outfit, whacking myself in the head with a rock.
There is a point.
I want that outfit, by the way. Is that cultural appropriation if I start wearing the...
It's never really the other way around, really. You know, there is the aspect of the old man that takes care of his like wife that got sick, right? But not that
He keeps it to himself. He's quiet about it.
Yeah, but not the old man that takes care of his wife that's bonkers is gone crazy.
Oh, you lock her in the attic.
Yeah, that's like every day she making your life
what's she
worse.
doing? Oh, she's spooning oatmeal into the mailbox again. Like,
Like, not listening to the doctor, making things harder on you, complaining all the time. Like,
what's she doing?
Yeah, like I feel like the crazy old man is like blaming his wife, but all she's doing is trying to take care of him.
Yes.
And it's like, my God.
Well, because the men,
how are you doing
like
this?
crazy old women almost get to a point where, and this is good for them, where they're too, like they're not capable enough. Like that man in that documentary was just capable enough to ruin his own life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like little old ladies that go bat-ass. Like it seems like God, if there is, graces them with the luxury of just having them become weak and quiet. And that's great. Because it keeps the crazy inside. But this guy, he's mething it up. He's doing Tai Chi nude at the pool.
The men get louder and crazier, and then their behaviors get more
grandiose and
uncontrollable and erratic.
Maybe it's an ego thing.
Yeah, there's something. But man,
I'm going to be
feel bad.
loud in my little Tai Chi outfit. Loud.
So the next time you see an old crow yelling at their weak old man, think about
Throw
her.
some breadcrumbs.
Think about her, the struggle she's gone through. My God.
Think of the crow.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here. We're finishing up and dabbling in your voicemails, which you can leave through our app. Just download it totally free. Just search wherever you get your smartphone apps, and you can leave us a voicemail like this one from Drunk Carl, but he's not drunk.
Which one?
Well, we have many drunk Carls. The one that gets so drunk he sounds like he's going to actually hurt himself.
Level 10 Carl.
Level 10 Carl, yeah. But he's not drunk at all in this one. In fact, not only is he not drunk, he understands mentors.
Hey, T&D Media. This is Carl from Wisconsin. I was just...
Sounds like a completely different guy, right? Isn't it weird?
It's during the daytime. It's daytime, Carl.
Does he know? Does he know?
No, you don't know.
I don't think he knows.
Yeah, that's
is it one of those things where if I played him his other voicemails, he'd be like, I'm offended you would think that's me. I'm offended you would think that's me. Like where he doesn't realize he turns into the werewolf man.
Yeah.
Listening to the Wednesday corporate time, and you guys were talking about the different things about mentors. Look up the Mentor Network. mentornetwork.com. And yeah, those are special people that they take care of. It's just kind of funny you're talking about special needs detective. There's a mentor network that does that.
Oh, so we can just buy a mentor?
Hold on. Is it for people that need help, like with their lives because they're struggling with something? Or
well, we're struggling with this business.
I know, that's perfect for me.
Yeah, this is great.
It's to be personally coached by top authors, CEOs, executive coaches, and investors.
That's exactly what we need. How much is this? They got a number? Let's call them.
Can I sign myself up to coach?
Give me the
other
number.
people?
Call them. Call them right now. Put them on the line. I need an answer
Let
right
me
now.
Find a number. Hold on.
Yeah, so you go on this website and you find someone to coach you, but you're right. It's definitely a service you pay for, right?
I just don't know. Okay, we have a lot of business.
phone number.
We have a lot of like business types and people that are like our contemporaries that are in business that say that you and I, one of the areas that we are failing is that we do not have a mentor.
Yeah.
Would a mentor fall under the category of somebody who has achieved more than we have?
Yeah, I think that's important, right?
And been in the business longer. So
Yeah.
like a Jim Phillips, is that like a mentor?
But he's been in a business that's not our business anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the radio, and that's not our business.
Right.
So this new
So
space.
our new mentor is Joe Rogan.
Oh God.
Sorry, Sam.
But it's not even
Really red and greasy.
it's all like his business different than our business. So that doesn't really help either. So it's like,
How much for a mentor?
Each one is a different price,
Oh,
apparently.
God, it's
so
made
you have to
to
click
order.
for more info, depending on which person. There's a 2-day online workshop.
Do you
Oh, Tom doesn't have time for 2-day online workshops.
Yeah,
we need a
this
quick,
is
fast-acting
very
mentor.
involved.
I hate
registration
workshops.
fee alone is typically $299.
Oh,
but this week, $89.
We're not getting a
No.
mentor.
Can you get your money back if they don't give you any good
It
ideas?
does say money back guarantee at the bottom.
How do you determine that? And how do you know I'm not just hoarding your ideas to use them at a later date?
Get
Well-
8 video lessons,
Hold on. What if we crowdsourced a mentor on
2
the show?
workbooks. You gonna work in your workbook?
No,
Tom?
that's the thing is Tom is not going to do any of this.
I know.
Yeah. I hate
Neither would
workbooks.
I,
hate
so-
workshops. I really
Active
I'm seeing-
discussion board for
Need-
students and teachers.
Look, if anybody would do the workbooks, it'd be me, and I'm out of that game. After I got out of college, I vowed to never go back. I'm not doing that ever again. Not even with my daughter's homework.
I think I've thought of every idea possible for this business and then run through it in my head and fleshed out
Okay.
the ones. Sometimes the ones you see like at the
Not the ones we get.
the love meter that was
yeah.
one. Then there's some other about like
I mean, there are some different ones. There's the Tom and Dan watering holes, Tom and Dan
Hook
soft
up.
openings, Tom and Dan hook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the marketing that thing.
Yeah,
Oh
Tom and Dan
God, that would cost
Sports
us.
Authority dance.
Tom
dancers.
and Dan Payola,
yeah.
Tradola.
Costa Del Mar sunglasses forever.
There's been some bad ones. But I will pay $100
Whoa.
for every good idea. Some listener, anybody wants to call in, you tell me your idea for our business.
So this is a news.
It's called "You Be the Mentor,"
I love it.
and then if you call in, you give us an idea. And then I'll determine whether it's good or bad. If it's good, I'll give you $100
For it.
Yeah.
But we have to drop a contract in case you don't want to get into like some sort of weird legal thing.
But if it's good, that means we can make instantly more money. That's obviously more valuable than $100. But so $100 will be a discount. But bad ideas, you get nothing.
Okay, so is the idea of the mentor, because we're kind of flipping the whole thing. We're now crowdsourcing ideas. I think ideas and mentorship are different. What I mean by that is if we had a mentor, I think the point of it would be to run our ideas in front of our mentor and then have him go, well, see where you're making mistakes is yuck, right?
Well,
Yeah.
here's what's gonna happen. We bring in a mentor,
And then
like
we
a business
clown.
mentor.
I'm gonna make fun of him.
And then he comes in and he's like, all right, so where's your guys' work schedule and all that? And like, we don't have any of that. It's like, well, do you guys
I
have
can show you my calendar.
do you guys have a set amount of like sick days at work?
What's
like,
your budget?
Oh, no.
What's your marketing budget and what's your like the percentage you pay your employees of this of that? Look, we don't got any of that. You're like, well, you need that. I'm like, well, what else you got? I can't do it.
Okay,
Well, they're
yeah.
supposed
I
to
know-
mentor you to how to do it.
I know what we need to do. I'm not an idiot. We just
He's
can't
right.
do it.
It's gonna end with us yelling at the guy, telling him to get the hell out of our studio. That's
Like,
what's gonna
I
happen.
know all this stuff. We know we have to be better organized. We need to have some budgets. We need to allocate this money towards this person this. This guy's got to do this.
Okay,
Like,
we have some
I know all
suggestions.
that.
We have some suggestions.
It's like telling a big fatso like you got to exercise and eat right. He's gonna scream. I know.
That's what I kind of feel like a mentor is. I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
feel like a mentor is just going to say, well, you guys got to do really good, funny shows. I'm like, no shit! And yes, I cursed. But I had to. I just had to say it.
Yeah. Like you're gonna get a life coach to tell some fatso he needs to eat more carrots. He knows
That is
He's
exactly.
not
Okay,
an idiot.
you said what I've been wanting
He
to
just
say.
can't do it.
You said what I've been wanting to say for the past 2 weeks about mentorship.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think it's
wor-
all crap.
Work hard, be better organized. I'm like, I can't do that. I know what I need to do. I can't do any of that. Give me a secret. Give me the magic pill.
So I go to my mentor and I go, well,
Give me the magic business idea.
Hey,
It takes no work.
Hey, Dan Mentor, what should I do to be better? Well, you seem to be having some problem with your stress. Maybe you should delegate. Well, if I delegate, I'll worry about the things that I've delegated, and that's stress.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do then.
Yeah.
I'm just a mentor.
Like I've heard the whole thing's like you need to have your business needs to run so efficiently it can run without you. You need to have processes and you need to have like workflow and you need to like
I'll be real.
I can't do it.
I kick around and I use the buzzword, overly use the buzzword workflow a lot, just so you guys will think that I'm actually doing something in here.
Yeah. We're all barely trying to just get by tomorrow, next week, like to pay ourselves the next paycheck. That's how I'm trying. And it's taking all I got. Oh my God!
I just sit here. I literally just sit here and keep checking my watch until it's true leave time.
That's all we got.
It's true leave time.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We should do more. We can't do it. What is that? You tell me to eat right and exercise? I can't.
Now what do I do, mentor?
Yeah.
Because it is like that. Because we get the mentor, and he's like, well, you're going to have to work harder, and you're going to have to do really funny shows. Okay, thanks, mentor. Well, what do you got now?
Yeah.
Now what do I do?
You know what he's going to say?
I tried that.
You got to grow your audience. You got to, there's got to be a better business structure, and then like everything's got to be more organized.
You know what I'm going to say to my mentor? I'm going to say, you do
it. You're telling me obvious stuff I know, but why do you think I'm not doing it? It's because I'm for whatever reason disabled. I don't, whatever you want to call lazy. I just got POS. I don't know why.
Are mentors just human sticky notes?
Yeah.
Are they just there to remind you that stuff you're not capable of doing? I think we had a breakthrough moment here. I think that mentors are just there to remind you of this stuff you're not capable of doing.
Because we'd be doing it if you wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, we'd be rich. I wouldn't be on this stupid show.
This
is stupid.
This is all we could do.
Two guys yelling, and one of them's like, Don Vito, and then the other one will be dead soon.
Yeah. This is all we're capable of doing, mentor. Anyway. I don't, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here. What's shaking, everybody?
We're just Friday.
Moving and grooving.
Yeah, next week we'll be in Colorado.
I keep forgetting we are going out of town.
Yeah. I haven't even started packing or anything. I don't even have snow clothes for the boys because they grew out of last year's. So I got to get that. So all last minute van stuff.
You have 1 week and you haven't.
It's easy to do in Florida too to find the clothes. It's
that's what I'm saying.
They got ski shops here, which I think a lot of Florida trash people like skiing because they think it's fancy.
Or
at least that's what I do.
I see a lot of homeless guys that wear ski pants. Though. It's weird. I think it's easier to hold the doo-doo into ski pants. If I were homeless, I'd buy ski pants because those things work both ways. If it keeps the moisture out, it's going to keep it in too.
If you grew up in Florida, skiing is the most fancy thing, at least that I could think of, that you could do. Like that is the.
I thought kings like snow skied.
Me,
like only kings would like snow ski.
Well, I thought the rich and famous, and then the fact that like going on a ski trip sounds so fancy. That's why I like it. But I'm sure that's a lot of trash people think that way. So we got a lot of used ski shops around Florida.
Yeah, and God bless them, because I got a lot of good kid ski wear for not a lot of money. Just a little bit of blood on the pants. No big deal. Let's jump into some voicemail messages like this one right here.
Hey, Tom Down. Just got a question here. What do you guys know about the cereal grape nuts? I swear to God, it's not... There's no nuts in grape, and do they just make it up? I mean, is it all iron or what the fuck?
Oh,
just saying. Listen.
It's your brother in the background.
What's your buddy? What?
I like it. The ending is just two cartoon giants.
Listen.
Yeah. Just,
it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for us, so it's got to be embarrassing for them.
That's who listens. They're so wasted.
Would you feel better about this show if, like, all of our listeners sort of sounded with it and, like, you know, if they were like, hey, Tom and Dan, it's me, Barry. You know, I'm just driving back from the hospital today, saving some kids' lives and wanted to call. Like, would you feel better?
Hey, man, what's up with grape nuts?
Well,
the grapes in there.
There's no grapes or nuts.
it's like when you're Shaggy 2 Dope, you're staring out to an audience of your other painted faces. You're not looking out to a bunch of accountants. You know what I'm saying? You're your audience. So
Yeah,
that's
you are
why
a reflection of.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like when everybody's.
I don't think that though. Like I always think I'm better than our audience. Like,
I do too.
By a lot.
I do too.
By
But
a
then
lot.
we're not, Daniel.
I
We're
know,
not.
I know.
They're just us.
But I think the only way it works is if we have to maintain the illusion that we, at least in our own heads, that we are better than them. Because the minute that we're on the same page as them,
You're
then
defeated,
I feel I just feel like poof, it's all gone.
And then I want to think I'm rich, but then when I talk to good business people and clients of ours that are actually rich, then I'm embarrassed at how poor I am because then I don't want them to see.
Yeah.
Because they assume I'm
I
richer.
don't even answer any of our clients' emails. They email me all of it. I act like I don't even work here.
But then they see, they're like, oh, you're poorer than I thought. It's embarrassing.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never actually eaten grape nuts. So
have.
I didn't know that they did not have grapes or nuts in them.
What is it?
Oh, it's like a
a cereal.
Like a grain, like tiny little.
It's made from wheat and barley.
Yeah, they look like little rods or little balls.
Is
It's
it made
like-
out of the same thing as Cheerios?
No.
It's
Okay.
wheat and barley.
But similar, but it's like
Post believed that glucose, he called it grape sugar, and it forms during the baking process. This, combined with the nutty flavor of the cereal, is said to have inspired its name.
But
So there are no grapes, there are no nuts.
But it's still just sugar, some sort of sugar cereal. It's not,
it's
also not healthy.
It's not
Yeah.
no, it's a healthier
I mean,
cereal.
but it does have sugar.
Well, like whatever would be the natural sugar within the wheat. I don't think that they add sugar to it. I don't think it's sugar frosted or anything.
Yeah,
It's more of a, like Cheerios has got sugar in it, not a lot, but it's considered
Right.
more of a healthier alternative, like Rice Krispies. Healthier alternative,
Yeah.
but there are the sugar cereals. They're like your Smacks, your Fruit Loops, your Apple
Yeah,
Jacks.
just little cookies.
Yeah.
Miniature cookies.
And they're good as
that's
hell. My daughter,
Yeah.
recently, I'm a little more liberal with her because she's so active. Like, if she were a Chungus, I don't think I'd allow her to have sugar cereals. But occasionally I'll let her eat some of it. And, man, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
God, I forgot how good sugar cereals are. I never got them as a kid. I could only have Rice Krispies or yellow box Cheerios. That's it.
You
What
know,
happened to Kix? Is Kix
Still around, yeah. Kid tested, mother approved.
Do they still use that tagline?
I think so.
we've never been a cereal household. Like, we don't have boxes of cereal.
You think you
good.
would be because your kids are vegetarian.
But that's good,
I know.
though,
I
'cause
give them
it's
straight
just-
Fruit Loops, and they like it. I've seen them eat Fruit Loops, but we
Yeah.
don't buy
That's good.
Fruit Loop cereal. Not that for no other reason.
way
than-
easier than you making their
I
Uncle
know.
Herschel's breakfast
I
every
know.
morning.
Well, that's
Of
your
frying
fault. Yeah,
eggs.
like Maisie can make her own cereal. Like,
Pancakes,
They-
eggs,
they-
bakey.
They would rather have Fruit Loops. So, like, if I give,
Then what are you doing?
if I asked them,
you're making like an omelet station.
just-
Is it just so you feel like you have a purpose?
I don't know. It's insane. I don't know. What are you, my mentor?
You need a mentor. If somebody can
Get outta here.
mentor you to talk you into these
Telling me logic.
Now, I will say that I feel guilty when Tom talks about the breakfast that he makes his sons because, no BS, Maisie will get up, go, and this is her mom, will go and get the box of, it's a Publix brand, it's the cereal that has the dried strawberries in it.
Special K?
Kind of like a Special K with like dehydrated strawberry. It's garbage. I hate
Okay.
it.
Uh-huh.
I hate it. Like it's cereal to me is either Cheerios with 6 scoops of sugar on it or sugar frosted cereal. Any other cereals are garbage. But Maisie will make her own and she'll pour her milk on it and
My God.
make her cereal. Like, I don't
Have
have to,
herself a black coffee in the morning?
I don't have to do nothing. She'll climb. She has a little stool, and she'll use her stool to get on the cabinets, and then she climbs the cabinets to get her bowls
Oh
and get
my
her
God.
cups and everything. And then Andrea says it's okay. So
It's embarrassing now because that's
you got to see it.
Can your kids tie their own shoes?
Maisie can't do that.
No?
No, tying a knot's hard, man.
yeah, they do. Yeah, it's
When does that come into play?
I don't know. I don't.
I'm frying the egg, and then I'm breaking the yolk because they don't like it runny.
Oh,
But that's how I like
God.
it. I like it like that too. I like it a little over medium.
And
Yeah, this sounds
Then
awesome.
I'm flipping it, getting it perfect, salting it,
Yes, this is
putting it
awesome.
on bread, and then
You
because
put it on bread?
And then-
No, you do
Like
not. You
a-
put it on toast?
oh yeah.
That's lovely.
well,
God, Andrea's never made me that.
I do some mayonnaise,
gave
some
her
cheese,
a daughter.
and then
You put condiments on it?
oh yeah. Then I put it there. Then they'll get a side of pancakes.
A side of pancakes. Pancakes are like a major deal.
Because I get the frozen ones. I'm not
Oh,
that
you get
good.
the little tiny
I'm not
frozen
making.
ones?
Doesn't matter. You microwave me a stack of pancakes, I'd be a happy boy.
But here's the key: when you
No
microwave
wonder
them,
these kids aren't hungry the rest of the day.
I have to wet a paper towel.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because when I microwave them, they get dry.
You gotta
and then
keep the
I have to
moisture in.
moist.
Yeah, he's right.
So I wet a paper towel, put it in there, and I have to put the butter.
You're a
in
good dad.
The butter, so it's nice and spreadable. Then I get the butter. I butter every pancake. And then I put
You're a great dude. You're the best dad.
It's
You really are.
insane.
It is insane.
No, it's
It is
insane.
insane,
This
but-
is not doing good for them. Dude,
But
Maisie.
how can I hate on that? How can I hate
This is
on
not being a good dad. Being a good dad is letting the Maisie do it herself
being
and teaching her how to do it.
being the
like-
lazy dad, having the
It's not lazy,
having
though.
the White Claw 70 at 8 a.m. and watching her make her breakfast. Sure,
No, but she's
That's the
being
good dad.
independent. My son's if they're
She has to be
if
independent.
If they'll die in 2 hours outside my house, no one's feeding them
Ow.
egg sandwiches.
They're like pancakes, please. Where are pancakes?
They don't get them a vitamin gummy and a Flintstone gummy because the Flintstones has iron. And then I'll give them a yogurt, like a yogurt smoothie.
Man, a lot of protein.
Yeah,
No,
because they don't eat meat, so
Yeah,
you need them.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
need the protein. Yeah,
They
man, you're
use either lunch.
you're a great dad.
Are you
No, no.
are you stuffing the bento boxes?
I'm
Yeah,
embarrassed
no,
to
yeah.
tell you what Maisie gets because it is handful of mini pepperonis, cheese stick, 4 bags of goldfish.
This morning I cooked a grilled cheese,
Yes. Oh, you're a good dad.
and then
Man, I haven't had a grilled
now I
cheese
got to
in a
put
while.
pistachios and then
Excuse me?
two carrots every day that I have to punt in the trash from the day
Pistachios,
before.
it's usually that's what I call my twiggenberry. is
Yeah,
a
pistachio
carrot,
and
2
2
pistachios.
Anyway, it's not good. This is that.
Hey, pistachios are high dollar. Is that because they can't have nuts there?
I'm not doing my job. That's the thing. Like people are like, "Oh, you're a good dad because you're doing all this." No, because
There's a happy medium.
they need to learn how to do it themselves. That's what teaching them how to be independent is actually being a good dad. What I'm
also,
doing, I'm enabling.
What are
them.
they doing while you're making this giant breakfast?
They're on the couch watching.
See, this could be a bonding
Cartoons.
experience with Daddy. You can have them teach them how to make their own breakfast, and then you can all do it
he
together.
don't want to do that. That's gonna ruin it. They're gonna screw up the edges of that fried egg.
And then when they go and sit down on like the kitchen counter, I go turn up the volume of the cartoon so they can hear. And then,
Hey
then
man, it's your routine.
while
It
they
works
eat,
for
I
you.
put their shoes on. It's insane.
I got it.
It's insane.
My
The little
God.
kings. I love it.
Oh, the one thing I'm mad about is Crystal makes me wash their water bottles every day.
Oh, I don't do that.
And
I leave the water in it from the day before because I'm like, yes, it's got water in it. I don't have to fill it up.
dude, I used
We
to
are
just,
the exact opposite,
I
right?
used to just give it a
Swirl.
Swirl. No, I want to give it just a swirl.
Keep it moving, yeah.
And then it had water in it the day before. It's not like it went through some
Yeah.
sort of
It wasn't a-
contamination. Like
It did. Last I checked, it didn't get to 108 in your home, so
Yeah.
It didn't have like.
You're not like it didn't come from some Corona hospital. Like it just went to school, came back. I do it a swirl. No, Chris was like, I don't see you washing it, so I have to put soap in it, bottle brush.
Oh my God, yeah.
I bottle brush everything. So
No.
Then I put ice to make sure it's cold, so the water stays
Of
cold. I put
course.
ice,
I'll-
RO
Poor
water.
boys, they gotta have their cold water.
I'm gonna make you really bad. Maisie will swish out her own bottle and fill it for the next day.
Oh my God! Yeah.
That's true.
That-
And she
yeah.
doesn't like, and she also has got a complaint because she doesn't like, she loves the RO water only, but she likes cold water. So she yells at me every day about getting, cause what you have, where the Guardian Water Services water goes through the refrigerator so it's cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she says, Mr. Tom has the cold, clean, smooth water. We have this, and she'll get that water. She's like, oh yeah, it's cold, but I can't drink it. And then she'll just complain to me.
The only grit my sons are getting is that every day we're late. I have to
grit.
scream, God!
That's not traumatizing
Wait,
at all.
you have to make them sprint to their class?
Because the first bell already went off, and then me and all the other dads that are bringing their kids late are. I'm like, run! Like, I don't have to park and get out. If you make it in the building before the second bell goes off, they have to legally take you to your class. But if I miss the second bell, then I have to get out, park, and
I
then
hate
do the
those,
walk of
yeah.
shame with a mask
And
on.
you got to get the.
and then I'm like, oh yeah,
and you got to sign in.
and then I have to make up some lie about how we had some sort of appointment. Nothing happened.
Teaching your children a lie.
And I always go severe when it's a lie. I'm like, he almost died, my angel. You know?
Yeah.
But let's go to the chat room, see what they say. Brock says, I think my dad would throw Lance peanut butter cheese crackers after dropping me off late for school. Yeah, a lot of dads would do. My dad a couple
Crackers.
times put the Lance. My dad called them nabs. The
Yeah,
orange.
My
orange
pop-up, I always had nabs in his
Nabs,
truck.
gotta have nabs, and they'd be 20 years old, but they'd still be
and open.
Yes.
Like he'd have 2 nabs
Tastes the
and
same.
leave the other 4 for later in his cup holder. And then
Indeed.
there'd be a.
When'd you get these pop-up? Those 3 weeks ago. They're fine.
Yeah.
Still got peanut butter dried on there. Let's see. In elementary school, my mom was still asleep when I left to catch the bus in the mornings. I was 9 or 10. There's a sad one. That's from
There's
Jeremy.
We don't know the context. She
listen,
said
I
worked
know
overnight.
I know the context.
Listen,
That's she smoked in her bedroom, never came out. She was depressed scenario.
I blame Marilyn Van, my mom.
How
because-
dare
would
you,
you
sir?
name
Because every day, every morning I woke up in high school. This is embarrassing. Even when I was 18, I could have fought in a war. Like after turning 18, it was like the end of I've turned 18
What,
in
when
February.
you turn 18, your mom's making you a cheese
Dude.
egg sandwich, putting your shoes on?
What?
Like, is that what happened?
Is that what happened?
Because
This is why Crystal has to take care of you like a baby.
I broke my futons immediately after.
my futons.
So I'll tell you a glimpse into Tom Hand.
The way you said that was.
I need to know. I need to know.
So my stepdad was a carpenter, so you knew how to build.
Your
so
stepdad was Jesus?
So
Isn't it a bumper sticker? My stepdad was a carpenter?
So the house. So the house I grew up in had 3 bedrooms, my mom's bedroom and then 2 others, right?
Okay.
So I had one and my sister had the other. And then when my brother was born, obviously now it was a scenario where we're either going to share a room, or my stepdad came up with the idea of converting the garage into a bedroom so I could have that one, and then everybody
Wait a
could
minute,
have
that
their own
was
room.
his idea and you tortured that poor man?
I know,
He
he's
was
like-
a terrible person.
Dude, every little more
Yeah, you.
The more I learn about Steve was a goddamn wonderful person.
Yeah.
All he wanted was his bird, Taz, or what?
Yeah,
All he
Taz.
wanted was his poor little bird.
Yeah, he was, but he's a real man. Like he's like, I'll build my stepson into this room. So he built the room, and so then that was basically my room
Party pad.
after middle school. But it was separated, so that's why it was on the other side of the house. So that's how I sneak out and go, party.
the finger zone.
And then, so even when I was a senior in high school, when they decorated the room, I wanted a futon, and of course, me and the
wanted
wizard, we wrestled on it. Like I body slammed him on it.
Oh,
and
sure.
It broke the wood. Like slats,
Yeah.
Basically the first week I had it, so we had to rip that out, and it was just the mattress, the futon mattress,
Yeah.
and that was my mattress. Every morning I wake up,
yeah.
and
Every
then
morning when I wake up.
there would be a paper plate with an egg and cheese sandwich that was wrapped in
Foil.
a paper towel to keep it moist, because she'd
Just
make
like you
my
do.
mom would wake
Was
up.
it a Jimmy Dean Delight where you just heated it up in the microwave?
No. It was
Oh.
it was white bread with a fried egg and American cheese on it with Cool Whip.
That's what you do
or not
now.
Cool
No,
Whip.
Miracle Whip. Sorry,
Oh.
Miracle Whip, and then ketchup.
With Cool Whip.
Now that is some white trash.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip egg sandwich.
Nerds.
Every day, my mom would wake up at
So this is where you get it from.
6:30 in
It really
the
is.
morning and fry an egg sandwich.
That's a touching story.
I'd still be asleep, and then so I'd wake up, and then I'd be in bed, and then I eat it in bed, and then
And
I
she'd
get up.
lean over
This
and,
makes so
I was-
much
Yeah, and
sense.
she'd
I
lean
was
over
driving to school.
and kiss your forehead. You go, he fingered himself to sleep.
I wouldn't
My
even
little
see my
angel.
mom. She would just make
Little
my
angel.
breakfast and leave it there, and I'd get up and like get out and get my
Oh,
truck.
Look at him, all that underage drinking, tuckered him out. And she kisses your forehead. Put your Dukes of Hazzard sheets over your eyes.
Who does that? Like,
You do.
You're doing it now.
You're doing it
What?
now.
I know. It's a never-ending cycle.
So you literally went from your mom to Crystal being your mom to you turning into your
Oh
mom.
my
Yeah,
God!
yeah, yeah.
I figured it out. Your mom's your own. Your mom is your mentor.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And if I'm connected, then my mentor died.
I get mad. Tommy doesn't like cheese on his fried egg sandwiches. And I get
You're
mad
a
about-
fan. Adhere to the code. This is the way we eat them.
Yeah. He also, he accepted the Miracle Whip for a while, but now he likes it dry.
Oh, like the Brits, the British like that.
I know.
Yeah, they like
I
a
was like,
sandwich,
dry!
just like meat with no, like literally dry turkey on crusted bread. They're like, oh, he's too mushy. He's too wet for me.
Oh, God.
Let's do one more here. Let's try this guy.
Hey guys, this is Richard from Titusville. I was listening to some of the shows today, and you guys were talking about falling off of a ship, and then it's pretty much over. You're gone. I've always thought, like, I had a good idea for an invention. I don't know if it's been made before. I'm too lazy to Google it. You know the T-shirt cannons that they shoot, T-shirts up to at like sports arenas? I thought it would be a good idea, like for lifeguards and stuff, and even ships, if you had those loaded with like life preservers or something. Immediately when it hit the water, it would inflate. But like the lifeguards, if you get caught in the riptide, they're literally just shooting these out into the water until whoever's flailing around out there, and they realize, hey, it's around them, and they're saved. I think it's a fantastic idea.
There you go. What do you think? I think it's out there, right? That's got to be out
That
there.
It
feels like it should be out there.
It probably, some version of that probably does exist. Here's the problem, though. When you have something like some sort of CO2 gun, like a potato cannon, like some sort of like, imagine that you screw on a kind of like a paintball gun. You screw a CO2 bottle, and then it's preloaded, and the rope is wound in there, and then it has to be like one shot you only get.
Yeah.
And those things have to be maintained, right? Like for them to work at all times, and then that takes an entire new a job of like maintaining this, which is money and all the stuff, and like. And then, of course, you got the training to train these kids, these lifeguards to use this. Also, the fact that for sure they're going to fire them off by accident or when they don't need to. Then you have to order the new the rope in there. Like, it's a whole too much money. That's all it is.
I remember as a kid hearing a myth that they had a artificial like wave pool in somewhere in Asia. I'm assuming like China or Japan.
Uh-huh.
This was told to me as a kid that if you were flailing in it like you were drowning, that in order to save you, they could immediately lift the ground of the pool and put like land underneath you.
Dude, that's what they did with the SeaWorld whale tank. So that if something's, like another whale grabs, I think this is true. I
don't know if mine is true, but I was told that they have the ability to push flooring and displace the water. So if you were drowning, they could just put flooring underneath. And pretty much, you're just laying.
Or maybe they thought about this as an idea after like that trainer got killed out there. They thought about like a floor that raised super fast. I think we talked about this. I think this is brought up in the air. Over
once every 5 years or something. Yeah. We're cyclical in our shows.
I think they determined like if a whale did pull a trainer underwater, like the floor couldn't go up fast enough for a human to survive. You know what I'm saying?
I want to do pool myths one day though. I want to do weenie in the pool jet. I want to do
the person
on the bottom of the drain.
Oh, you get stuck.
I remember my dad telling me that don't go down there and hang next to the drain. It's constantly sucking. It'll suck you to the drain. I remember one day I was like, this guy's a dumb old man. I swam down there. I touched it. Nothing was sucking. I came up. I wanted to yell at him, but again, still my dad. He beat my ass. I didn't say a word.
So there is something to that because when I redid my pool, you can only buy like the new drain tops are shaped in a way
They
that
look
you
like
it's octagon, but they have an area. Basically, they're not flat anymore because of that same thing. So I don't know if it's a myth that
I want a flat drain.
That caused they don't make flat drains anymore, or if there was actually some truth to it. And you could technically, in the perfect scenario, get sucked to the bottom and it would drown you. So now you have to buy these specific drains that you could not actually get stuck to.
It's a thing. I did not know that was a thing.
What?
It says if you swim too close to some pool drains, your hair, jewelry, fingers, or other body parts can get sucked in. The average suction pressure of pool drains can be as high as 700 pounds, making it impossible to remove you once this happens. This is called suction entrapment and can be fatal.
What? That is terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm down
it's
there.
It's probably more for like little babies and kids, and I guess if you have like a necklace or your hair gets caught in there.
Little kids with really long Japanese ghost hair.
But they would have to form a perfect suction over the thing, so it's probably
a little known
rare.
fact about me is my hair forms a perfect suction every time I swim.
Also, the drain on the bottom, and this is what I never can figure out if water circulates from that bottom drain, but I know from when they redid my pool, there's a...
I just wanted to yell, I don't know how pools work.
There is a big bolt, like a screw under that, where you could unscrew that.
Oh, the whole pool pop
and then
off.
Drain the pool to the earth.
Manually?
Yeah. And
really?
then there's a problem where you can't leave your pool empty for too long because if the water table will pop.
You were dealing with this when that one guy was in there like resurfacing it?
Oh, yeah. It almost popped out. I think it was...
Don't ever say it almost popped out.
It was a couple days because when they relieved the pressure, it filled up like a quarter of the entire pool. That means all that water was pushing up on it. Like, I think it was days away from the thing violently exploding out and the entire...
Would just disintegrate, right?
No, the shell... break. I think the shell pops up, like the form of the pool, and of course it probably cracks and stuff, but oh man, it's ruined.
I heard you're adding a waterfall to your pool.
I want to. It's the ultimate fancy in my mind. It's like that and getting a peacock in your backyard. If you had both of those things, then you've made it in my mind.
I agree.
Waterfall, peacock. That's it.
Let's try this one.
Hey, jerkwads, BDM Manna here. If you had an option on what to be wearing or not be wearing on your feet when you expire, what choices would you make?
We did this one, the dead guy. Or what would you wear if you were let's get to this one right here. This one's pretty fun.
Hey guys, it's Bubble Bath Billy. I've got a story I think you guys will find interesting because of Tom's affinity for Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and also you guys are always interested in how much money people make. So Tony Hawk was being interviewed for a podcast or a YouTube channel or something, and the host outright, it kind of reminded me of Tom, he just outright asks him, like, how much money did you make from the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games? And obviously he doesn't want to give any specifics, but he was like, I will tell you this one story. I was in LA right around the time that the fourth version of the game series was coming out, and I got an invitation to go to lunch with like the head guy at the video game studio who was in charge of that series of games. Like not the whole studio, but just, the Tony Hawk games in particular. And so I guess the executive guy gives Tony this whole long preamble about how, at the time, the first three versions of the game were all in the top 10 annual video game sales. And so you're right, the fourth one's about to come out. So he basically tells him, like, this thing ended up being bigger than you probably ever even imagined. And then right there, just gave him a check for $4 million. Obviously he's made way more over the time. And he said that was like that year's royalties or whatever on the sales. But $4 million from one check, 4 years into the game being out, basically, or 4 versions at least. So I thought you guys would find that interesting.
The problem with that though is if you're, I don't know, who knows how Tony Hawk feels about it, but if it was me and I was Tony Hawk, right, and then the executive is like, man, the top 10
Tomahawk,
and then he's like, here's $4 million, and then but I'm gonna be doing the math in my head and be like, you made $1 billion,
yeah.
Like, and then it's called Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and you're getting 90% of all the money, and then you're giving me $4 million, and so maybe that's a bad way to live. Or you just.
Well, I mean, the good side is you didn't have to write the code for the game. I guess.
Of course,
yeah.
So, I just.
But yes,
for me, I would be like, yeah, $4 million's a lot of money, but not compared to the 100 million that this company made off of it.
Have you played the new one yet?
No, I haven't.
It's good, man. Like, I bet you'd still remember how to play.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Yeah, I might bring it over here one day just to see if you can still do it on my Xbox. It's really fun.
The controller, like, it has to be the same. Like, my sons, they do this weird thing now, and they have the ability to make it like the Wii controller. Like, they have the controller, it slides in both. But they'll sit and play Minecraft using both the controllers,
not connected
separately. They'll be playing.
That's what the new kids do.
No, really? Okay.
Yeah, they hold both pieces of the controller that can be one controller, but they'll hold them. Especially Switch players will play with it in separate hands and just use them because you don't have to keep your hands together right in front of you.
Yeah.
Move into, it's actually, if you think about it, it's more comfortable that way. You could just sit with your hands anywhere and play.
It seems harder though because I see them doing
it's
it.
Your brain getting in the
it
way.
makes me feel like
it's your brain getting in the way.
And I'm an old man used to like a controller, small handheld in the middle, and you play like that. They're playing with and they're not even holding the controller up. They're playing it with the down lazy.
Because you don't have to.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, why put it together in front?
It's the same problem I had with Big Fat Chunguses who play Wii bowling sitting down. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, and they'd be beating me.
Yeah,
like they'd get 300.
They know a technique.
Yeah, I got Norm, Big Fat Chungus. He's just sitting in his lazy boy. I'm standing up wearing a bowling shirt, pretending to do it.
You're actually running up to the screen.
Exactly.
Crossing your back foot about.
Stupid idiot.
All right. Bye-bye.